Yeah, man.
Thanks.
Going, Mike. Silence. Jim, just give me the high five, high sign when you're ready. I'll shut off the intro.
From Phila period, PA period.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Santa Bood First Podcast, coming to you live from the Crack Bell Production Studios in beautiful downtown Willow Grove on this wonderful Thursday evening. We got a full house tonight. We got plenty to talk about. We haven't been in here in a couple weeks. We took the week off after the Super Bowl, and then the snow held us up last week, but we're here. Plenty to talk about, so let's get right into it. This is Jim Marcus. To my right, I have DJ, the Don.
There it is.
What up? There it is.
Good evening.
To his right, we got the guest host in with us tonight, Mr. Anthony Fratandono. What's going on, Frat?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. To Frat's right, we have the elder statesman, Deke.
Yo.
Up. And then, of course, the superstar of the show, the one that everybody's here for, Andrew Martin. What's up, Andrew? Sup? And then behind the glass, we got Bob keeping us live. Bob, what's going on?
What's going on, gentlemen?
I heard.
Glad to be part of the Santa Bood First Podcast.
Glad to have you part of it.
Glad to be back.
Yes, it's good to be back in here. Before we start firing off here, as always, thank you to our sponsor, InsurePhilly.com, the MPM agency, up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes. I actually ran into our patron at Wawa earlier this week, Mr. Matt Maloney. So for all your insurance needs, give Matt a call.
I got to
check him out online. You can hit him up. We have Pops McCain's Fine Irish Whiskey, keeping us powered by Pops, keeping us lubricated and keeping our lips flapping. And I want to give Frat an extra bump tonight. Fratandono Floorings. We've mentioned it before. I've seen his work, but now I've experienced his work in person. Frat did my carpet and flooring. Looks fantastic. Thank you. So for all your flooring needs, most of your flooring needs, no more hardwood, right? You said
No tile.
You're done. No tile.
tile.
All right. All right.
Thank you for your
Promo.
no about your
Plug.
patronage.
There we go. There we go.
I couldn't get it out. And plug. Yes, sir.
All of that good stuff. And thanks for people checking in. We already got folks in here on the live feed. So like always, chime in. We love the interaction. Keep it going. First, we haven't been in here since the Super Bowl, so let me come out and say fuck Tom Brady. Just get that right out of the bat. Goddamn guy just wins, right?
Boom.
Just wins.
They screwed over my parlays, so yeah, and all my bets.
You got to respect it. We say it all the time, but I don't have to like the guy.
Yeah.
Shady gets another ring for doing nothing. He might have had a dozen carries the whole season, if that.
How about Le'Veon?
Le'Veon?
He did nothing.
No.
He didn't even play.
No.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
You signed that big deal and then fell off the face of the earth.
And
Well,
the
he played for
running
the
game,
Jets, but I mean,
Yeah.
after
that's
that.
Andy Reid's MO with the
Yeah.
running game. He just doesn't trust his running game, and they got down, and
Yeah, but he caught the ball out of the backfield.
it's true. Yeah, but they have other guys, right? If you're going to have anybody in that backfield, it's going to be Tyreek. They'll just have him do a jet sweep or just do a quick screen. I mean, that guy can just take off.
Honestly, I think Tampa's D won that game more than Tom.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
Their
and
linebackers
I tend to
were
agree.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
there
There was a
was
45 and 54.
Yeah.
Those dudes were all over the place.
Yeah, Devin
They
White
hit-
and
And
Levante
it
David.
was all night long too.
Yeah,
It wasn't spot here and there.
Oh no, they
all
hit
game long.
they hit everybody.
anything that moved,
That whole team probably was hurt just from them two.
and
Yeah.
I think Mahomes was still banged up from the
He had the
Yeah.
turf toe.
yeah, and you
And
could,
the
he didn't like
concussion.
getting hit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but DJ was telling us, right? believe
Yeah,
it
I
was
told you.
You were telling us about the defense. One of the best defenses.
Their whole run was because of their defense.
And if Brady comes back, that defense is young. They might just need to figure out their running game, but I can't see why they wouldn't at least make a nice run to the playoffs. Maybe
Fournette.
Playoff Lenny.
Playoff Lenny. I mean, you got to look at the NFC South. Matt Ryan, done. Drew Brees,
Yeah.
done.
Saints and
When
Falcons.
is he going to
done.
give him the 4-1-1 on that?
Brees? I thought he already said he was done.
He
Is
he
he
still-
still,
never
is he
made a
still
formal.
hemming and
Like,
hawing?
he never made like a formal statement. I mean, it's been rumored, and like he won't deny the rumors, but he's never came out and said I'm retiring.
And then the other thing is he going right to NBC or is he? I heard something about
Yeah, he does have a deal somewhere.
but something with Notre Dame, like they're going to kind of
Oh wow.
really?
like let him do Notre Dame games or something, and then he's supposedly going to replace Collinsworth. I heard
Wow,
that
that's
today.
That would be
crazy.
interesting.
I heard that on that
Is Collinsworth?
Kincaid show.
Oh really? Is
Mhm.
Collinsworth like ready to retire?
I can't imagine that.
I
He's
don't
not
know.
that old.
He's
He's,
gotta be
about 60.
He can, as far as I'm
Nah.
concerned.
Yeah, I don't like him either, but
He sucks. He's
Yeah.
horrible.
he's not
Well,
that
they're
old,
starting
I
to
don't
push these guys out. Like Jim Nance is
Yeah.
gone this year too,
Yeah.
right? He's done.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
done after this
Well,
season
him
for the
and
He's
NFL.
stepping down.
I don't know who's going to jump in with Romo, but Nance is out apparently.
think.
I know this goes against our religion, but actually Romo's pretty good.
He is good.
Yeah, he
I
is.
agree with you.
Yeah,
I've
yeah, I
said
mean,
some of
Troy
the-
Aikman too.
Yeah, I've said that about Aikman too. Like I
Yeah.
can actually stand those guys as analysts.
Mhm.
Romo still just annoys me because he's kind of a goof. But
He is good though.
When-
He's
when
good
he
in the
starts
studio.
telling
He is,
you-
he is a little goofy, but he will when the offense breaks a huddle, he'll call the play.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And it
what I was going to
happens.
say. Yeah.
And it's like,
He'll-
damn.
Yeah, he'll be like, yeah, they're going to, do a little crack back, little throw out the back, and 40 yards later.
I'm
you're
glad
like,
he wasn't as good a quarterback as he is an announcer.
he knew the play. He just couldn't
Right.
execute it.
Yeah, that's true.
execute it.
Yeah.
Shit, he should have been a coach.
Threw it to the other jersey.
Especially when it came to hold the football for a field goal.
Mm.
All right. Any more Super Bowl thoughts, or do we move on to our topics? Tonight is going to be. I was trying to figure out what to call it. Goat night, MVP night. We got a couple of topics. It's the off season. Football never really dies. There's always something going on.
season in the
But,
NFL.
you know, we are the 211th ranked basketball team in the world. So
In
thought we were-
Brazil.
I thought
In
we were in
Brazil.
Brazil.
I thought it was the world.
I thought,
No,
dude,
we're
in
global.
the world,
we're global.
you know how many basketball podcasts are in the world?
and we're 211.
Not in the world, probably in Brazil, like we thought.
I'm sticking with the story. We're 211.
It's a nice number.
Sure, I'll take it.
Better than 2011.
It's
That's
Right,
true.
probably more likely.
Or,
But
even 212.
Yeah.
yeah.
um,
First loser anyway, right?
so something else happened that there was rumors it was going to happen. You weren't really sure. He had a tough season, but Carson Wentz is no longer an Eagle.
Hmm.
I'm wearing my Carson jersey. I'm not going to shed a tear. I'm wearing my Carson jersey. This will be the last time I wear it. We could get to the deal part of it. Do we want to talk about what went wrong? What happened here? Like,
That could be a whole show.
no, well, it's going to be at least the first half of the
He
show.
had one bad year. Think about it. He had one
Nah,
bad year.
it one bad year, but you could tell it was starting to decline
I
2 years
know
ago.
it was a combination of a whole slew of things, but on the field, it was one bad year.
Yeah.
You know?
He really had nobody to throw to. I mean, like,
and
legit.
his offensive line was all banged up.
Yeah.
It's getting old. The weapons were hit or miss.
Mediocre, even
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah. And
Practice
I
squad
mean,
players.
Yeah.
he really it was just, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to shed a tear over him being gone either, but I think if you gave him some people that he could work with, an offensive line that stayed healthy, an offensive coordinator that gave him some coaching, and quarterbacks coach that gave him some coaching, I think he could have been the Carson Wentz of old.
Well, that's where he went.
Yeah.
Right.
Two names.
Yeah.
He was never the same after Reich and DeFilippo
Yeah.
left.
Mhm.
Done. I
Yeah.
mean, definitely a downgrade. Like his performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had,
I mean,
his mechanics were shit this year.
Yeah.
You saw he was floating balls,
well,
holding onto the ball too
yeah,
long.
his boy was going to be the offensive coordinator. That's why Peterson got fired.
Yeah.
Press Taylor.
he had the injuries, like you said, bad coaching. I mean, it's and
Concussion.
pressure, injuries. Yeah, injuries to Carson as well as his teammates, and pressure. We've sat here and talked about Foles, and he's always looking over his shoulder for Foles. Now you bring Hurts in. You start hearing some of the stories about him, and now you're hearing like maybe he wasn't the greatest teammate. Flan is one to say that he's not a leader. He always kind of dug at his. He would hear him speak, and he's and like Flan just felt like he wasn't the type of guy that could be could lead a locker room.
Nice little
yeah,
as
give
you
me that in there. So, but the way this played out from an Eagles fan perspective, it just sucked
Yeah, it was
because
terrible.
the league knew that we didn't want him.
Yeah.
He told the league he didn't want to be here. And then you have Howie trying to get something for him, and
Zero
he got
leverage.
enough. You have no leverage at all. Yeah.
And not only that, Wentz never came out and said anything.
Nope.
So that's what made it more frustrating because you want to know what he's thinking and what he wants to say, but he never said anything.
Yeah, but if he would have ran his mouth and said, "Hey, I don't want to go back there. Those guys are scumbags." Blah 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 blah. Whatever, whatever.
I mean,
it would even give us even less leverage.
yeah.
But
you know?
But at least you knew how he felt. Like, until his career's over, or unless he talks about it with the Colts, like we'll never know the real story behind it.
He'll never run his mouth.
I don't think he will either. But
but he could have come out and just at least said,
like he could have
new
said,
coaching
he could have
staff.
said goodbye to Doug. Like he could have said, thanks for
yeah,
taking the chance on me. You know.
yeah, that reflects somewhat.
There were circumstances beyond his control that also contributed
like
to his
what?
downfall. He didn't get any support from the front
No,
office.
no, he definitely got failed.
Yeah,
I
they
think
put
the
up a
team failed him.
statue of the freaking guy that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's outside the
You-
stadium.
you don't do
he had
that,
to
yeah.
walk by that probably every day.
That's
And,
brutal.
and then they go ahead and draft a quarterback with their second round draft pick.
Factory, dude.
Yeah, it's a QB factory.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
QB factory. They're
That's years though. I mean, that's 2 years from Super Bowl to Hurts.
right.
18 and 19.
Yeah. And I think they didn't give him that mental support. They didn't give him that
They
on the field
pussied him.
support with wide receivers.
They pussied him. They let him do whatever he wanted. That was the problem. I mean, that's what you hear.
That's what they're
Like
saying,
Malcolm
yeah.
Jenkins
Yeah.
coming out. They said it. They did his. They didn't do him no justice with his ego.
Well,
Yeah.
Deuce Staley came out and
Yeah.
kind of
You
said
know?
it too. Because Deuce Staley said they didn't like the way they coddled him.
Mm.
Because he got everything, like every practice, they did what he wanted to do, and like game time, like Deuce wanted to pull Wentz earlier in the season. He said, I think that he made it clear. He's like, we need to change something.
Here's a question: how much of that was the front office, and how much of that was the coaching?
It was all the front. I think it was all Howie and
Maybe a little
Lori.
both.
Yeah.
I think Doug wanted to do it a lot earlier than it happened
Yeah.
too.
Doug got scapegoated.
Doug did get. He absolutely did. And especially
That's why
when,
he's gone.
especially when they fired him and then they tried to work it out with Wentz.
Yeah.
That tells you it all right
Yeah.
there. How bad does that look if you're Lori now?
The problem is if all great players need to be coached. Jordan,
Yeah.
Sure.
I can remember them.
Jordan went
Jackson,
through 3 coaches.
Jackson pulled him out of a game, and he got in Jordan's ear and told him basically, "Motherfucker, you're going to do what I want you to do, or
Look
you'll
at-
sit."
Look at LeBron.
Well, LeBron's the coach on the
Yeah, that's
floor
what
and
I'm
on,
saying,
and on
like,
the.
He's gone through how many coaches? Jordan went through 3. I mean, these guys, you know, it's tough
Yeah,
to
but
coach
Jordan
these
went
big
through
egos.
coaches that actually coached him. LeBron doesn't
Yeah.
take coaching.
No. Well, because he had, who do you have? He
Spoelstra
had
kinda- he had Ty Lue,
no. I'm talking about Jordan. He had
Riley,
Doug
right?
Collins,
Or
Pat,
Collins. I'm thinking. I
Doug
always get those
Collins,
guys.
Doug
Phil
Collins.
Jackson.
right, but who's the who was the third one?
Doug
When
Collins,
Jackson
Phil
left,
Jackson.
It was.
Wasn't there somebody
It
between?
might have been just them two.
Collins
actually.
and Jackson?
There was, I thought.
I don't
Who'd they get
think
after
there
Doug?
I don't think there was anybody.
Did they
in
pull
between.
Phil in right
Are
away?
we talking just Chicago's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
coaches?
I'm only talking about Washington.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
he was the
anybody
coach in
between.
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was the owner of the team. He had the coach. He did
Yeah.
whatever he wanted to in
Yeah.
Washington.
But anyway, these guys, like you said, Fred, they have to be coached, and it goes to show how big egos. You know, it
Oh,
takes a couple of coaches to get a hold of them.
So, is it a failure? Was Carson a failure?
I
For
wouldn't
what
say.
you gave up and what you got back.
Are you saying it's a failure of Wentz or a failure of
I'm
the
just-
Eagles?
An organizational
Yeah, it's a
failure.
failure.
I'm not asking
Yeah.
if he's a failure.
Yeah,
We got a ring. Now,
That's
now,
true.
now,
That's
now, he didn't do it in the playoffs, but that year,
Without him,
if he wasn't hurt that year, that he was going to be MVP of the league.
yeah.
No
Mhm.
question.
Yes.
And I want to. That's a question that I'm going to get into. So
No
if
question.
he, without him, do they win the Super Bowl?
No,
You mean
because you
with
don't
him?
get in the playoffs position.
You don't get that first round.
You
bye
don't, right. You
without him.
don't get that
Yeah,
first
no.
round seed.
Hell.
So
no.
he's so
Yep.
in 20 years when they're celebrating the Super Bowl when they bring all the players
Yeah.
back.
Do they bring him back?
Does he get cheered or does he get booed?
He gets cheered.
I think
Does he
Absolutely
get cheered
gets
when he comes
cheered.
back here as a Colt?
no. I don't. It's going to be a mixed,
Mixed
I
bag
think it's,
reaction.
yeah, I think it would be a mixed reaction.
because you'll have
but
those hardcore fans. That
it'll
are
be
like,
leaning towards cheering.
I don't know. This
It'll
whole
it'll be mixed,
it's
but
too
leaning
soon
towards
because
cheering.
they play them in next year. They play them
This
next
this
year.
coming
Here?
season.
No, 2022 season.
Here,
Okay,
So
It's
this is
not
a
out yet,
failure.
but they do play the AFC South in 2022.
I think this is a failure basically because the organization made the same mistake twice. When McNabb was quarterback, they needed a wide receiver or they needed other positions, and they draft Kevin Cobb as replacement.
Yeah.
Same thing happened last year. You draft a wide receiver in the first round, great. Second round, you could have drafted a linebacker. You could have drafted
An offensive lineman. that you
any
need.
other position
yeah.
aside from quarterback. Am I
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's
Yeah.
any position.
wait, we got a wide receiver in the first round last year.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
We
that's,
did? Wait.
that's why
Yeah.
Who was
that-
our first rounder?
Rager.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I thought you were joking.
Well, for a minute there, I kind of just was like, because I guess
Because you never
Yeah.
heard of you didn't
So
hear him.
he didn't really do much.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But that's just
That's
the way
true.
I think of it. They just kind of dicked over the quarterback once again.
oh wait,
That's a
that's
good
right.
comparison,
That's right. We
too.
didn't pick up Justin Jefferson.
No, we let him.
Yeah, can't do
They didn't
that.
trade up for CD Lamb now.
You could have just picked Jefferson up and been pretty sweet right there.
Yeah, dude breaks Randy Moss's rookie. You know what? I'm not going to get into it. Let's just keep going.
Yeah,
So it's Frat. You kind of touched on it. They gave up how many draft picks to get him?
a ton.
5.
no, I got the other coach,
Who?
Stan Olbeck,
There you go.
That's it.
before Doug Collins.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. What was he? A year or two? Was that it was year or two?
Yeah,
and then,
85, 86.
and
They
then-
went to the playoffs with Doug
and then
Collins.
Dougie. Yeah, Dougie got him to the
Yeah,
playoffs.
and
that
then
was-
Doug, and then Phil, and then Tim Floyd.
Tim Floyd is I was
But
thinking
Tim
of
Floyd-
afterwards.
Tim Floyd was
Took over
after
for Phil.
Jordan left.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Jordan left.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Phil left and Jordan's like, I'm out too.
Right.
Yeah, that was the whole
Yeah.
last dance thing.
So they spent 5 draft picks to get him,
Yeah.
And
they
players.
got back.
Don't forget players.
Yeah, well, they traded. Yeah, Kiko,
Kiki or whatever.
Kiko.
Kiko.
Yeah,
Where
the
is he at?
monster.
Where's he at now? He had a
Kiko-
good season.
Alonzo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a good season not too long ago. After the trade, I thought.
Yeah, he did.
Like a borderline Pro
A
Bowl
free
season.
agent.
Yes.
He's a free agent now, but I think wherever he went, he had like a borderline Pro Bowl type of. Was it
Miami.
the Saints or
He went-
Miami?
no,
He
we
went
got
to
him
Miami.
from Miami, didn't
Oh,
we?
that's
He
right.
went
We
to the
got him
Saints,
from
though.
Miami.
And they went on that playoff run with the Rams. Remember that year? Wasn't
I
he
don't
good
know.
that year?
I didn't follow Kiko.
I didn't
don't
follow,
know.
but I remember the name. Like,
Seriously, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
He's another guy that wears a belly shirt that yeah, yeah. And it shouldn't be.
Hashtag Kiko.
Kiki.
KK got divorced. Speaking of K's.
Kim?
Oh yeah,
Kim.
Kim and
Kim and
Kanye.
Kim and
Yeah.
Kanye, yeah.
Not surprised.
She's rumored to be with Van Jones.
Yeah. No, that's Wait, who is Andrew? Who's
Kanye's
the
with Van Jones.
No, Andrew. Who's the guy that Kanye was rumored to get with? The,
What?
What?
Who was it? James Charles.
You mean a dude?
Yeah, it was a dude. It was like it's
Wow.
rumors.
What?
It's like it's just the
Really?
Hollywood rumor stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's like the rumors of.
Oh, they think kick Kanye.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Man, was it? Sorry.
There's our Kanye talk for the
There's
night.
Kanye. There's the
That's our
Kardashian.
Kanye talk for
That's
the
the
year.
Kardashian
Yeah.
update.
My bad.
Now we talked Kanye a couple times.
We have talked.
Yeah, just
talk-
can't. You just
we
can't
talked
not talk about
Kardashian.
But, all
Kanye.
right. So wait, who was
Yeah.
the other player that we gave up with Kiko? We gave
I
somebody
think
else up.
I think it was
That's sad. We can't even
Maxwell?
think.
Was Byron
Yes,
Maxwell
Byron Maxwell,
part
Was
of
it
that?
him?
who was a
Yeah.
total
Wow.
bust here and then played good down there.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
back to Seattle. He went back to Seattle.
No,
No,
they
he-
both went to Miami.
Okay.
He made his way
You're
back
right.
to Seattle
yeah,
eventually.
Yeah, he went back to Seattle
But
and
they-
got the freaking pick on us in the playoff game last year,
Yes.
wasn't it, to seal it?
But they both played well down there.
I don't know if he got one last
No,
year. But
it was the Monday night game of the Super Bowl year. Maxwell picked it off to seal the game.
Mm.
Yeah. All right.
and we're getting back a second round pick
That could
And
be
the
a
third
first.
Could be a second.
That
So-
could be a first.
So it becomes a first. The Colts are in the playoffs this year. Are they? Will they be worse with Carson next year?
They shouldn't be.
No,
I mean,
so
Carson makes them a better team.
So
they,
that's
they had 10 wins last year.
They went
right?
to the playoffs with
With the
Philip
play-
Rivers.
yes,
an old
and
Philip
they had
Rivers.
10 wins.
Yeah, they're a
he
really
actually
good.
played pretty decently,
Yeah, but they're a
Yeah,
really good
Rivers did.
team. Their defense is really good.
and they had a shot at the end of the game
and
to
they
win that
have,
playoff.
yeah,
game.
and they have one of the better O lines.
Yes,
What is it? 70% in the playoffs.
75, right?
so 75. Yes,
or 70% in playoffs.
right.
Wait,
No.
whoa. You said the same
to
thing.
make it a first.
Right, but there's two things that make it a first. It's either he plays 75%
Of regular season
or
snaps, right?
70 and they make the playoffs.
Right.
Okay.
It should turn into a first.
He should
Yeah.
definitely play.
So you know how
75%.
it's not going to do jack squat with it.
How about if they bomb and he plays 70? We still get a first rounder and it
That'd
drops.
be great.
And it drops
But
like
that's what I was going to
top
say.
10.
Oh, that'd be great.
That first rounder's going to
saying.
be a.
I mean, we're going to be a shit
Late.
show. So,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then you think about it, you'll have 2 first rounders
We have
next year.
Howie picking the guys.
well, yeah.
If
Imagine,
he's here.
imagine
Yeah.
you get two top 10 picks.
That's what I'm saying. It's like an NBA trade.
you know.
Like when the NBA trades
Hmm.
unprotected picks and stuff like that.
The only way the Colts are going to be that bad is if Carson gets hurt.
yeah,
See,
no, no.
the Colts are good though.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Is,
You're not going to get a
yeah,
top 10.
Who's their second stringer? Is he still there?
Jacoby
Jacoby
Brissett.
Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
He's
yeah.
still there. Yeah.
And he's-
I wanted to say Brisket so bad, but I knew it wasn't right.
And he's not a bad backup.
Nah, he's,
No,
he's a starter.
No, he was the
better-
starter for a
So-
while. Yeah.
By the way, don't eat the brisket at Wawa. I heard
Is it
it
bad?
makes.
See, I've heard
Really?
the opposite.
I heard it makes bad belly problems.
Oh,
I've heard the opposite.
Yeah?
Yeah, my
I've
friends
had a couple
tried
people
it.
tell me about it, and they
Yeah,
said they had some issues.
I see a commercial for Wawa
Ooh.
dinner.
Yeah.
And it just,
The dinner meal
no,
plans.
Get
now.
your
no.
cheeseburger on.
Yeah,
they got
well,
both
when you
Wow.
hit the kiosk, it
Thanks
says
for that.
lunch and dinner or breakfast.
Thanks
Well,
for that.
now
thanks.
they have like fast food options, like cheeseburgers,
No,
fries.
really?
They're like sheets.
fettuccine
They're trying to-
Alfredo. I'm
yeah.
not getting it from Wawa.
No.
Yeah.
God, Wawa's changed so much since when I used to work
And
there.
not for the
Well,
better.
the good old days.
Well,
You know what?
What's better, Sheets or Wawa? Real quick, you ever go?
I've
to
only
Sheetz?
had sheets a
I
couple
only had
times on the
Wawa.
drives out to Penn State, so I can't really.
I've had it a couple times too, but I might go Sheets.
don't say it.
They just have a better selection of food, and it might be better quality.
Mm.
It might.
Mm.
I'm telling you,
I have to
Wawa's
try
hoagies
Sheetz a
have
little more.
gone down.
Oh,
Yeah.
way
Not-
down. They're terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat a Wawa hoagie if
No.
you paid me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think I have. Like
Wings
one of
are
my
good.
cousins had a fundraiser
Mm.
where it was like shorty hoagie coupons. I think they're still sitting in my console in my car because I wanted to give for the charity thing, and I was like,
Their chicken tender, like you make it like a hoagie or whatever. That's pretty decent.
The chicken parm sandwich.
Not the parm. I
They're
haven't gone to
good.
parm. I get the chicken and I make my own.
Okay, okay. The chicken parm sandwich ain't bad.
little cheese mayo.
The quesadillas aren't bad, but
I'll get a soup. Soup's not bad. I'll get their chicken.
They
corn
messed that up.
chowder.
There's something wrong.
Hey, they can mess up cereal.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
straight up.
Do you think Wawa's expanding too fast for them?
Yeah, they
to
are.
maintain the
Absolutely.
They're trying to
quality?
keep up with the competition, and they shouldn't, because Wawa's its own thing. They're not Sheets or
Well,
Royal Farms.
Why,
They're
why don't we,
Wawa.
why don't we let the man who worked there chime in on that one?
What's that?
That'd be-
Expanding too fast?
That'd be you, my friend.
Well, when I was working there, they were opening up a store a week.
Well,
Back-
that's-
and that was back in the 80s.
That's good, but we're
Yeah.
talking
60s.
about their menus and options and stuff like that.
Their quality's down.
Well,
Their
well
stuff's
when,
too
when you
Yeah.
try and do too much, you can't be good at all of it.
They're like
their stuff-
quantity over quality right now.
Yeah,
They're pre-made stuff. They're too much pre-made now.
Yeah.
right.
Way.
And that's what 7-Eleven does.
Yeah.
And you don't want to, no offense to 7-Eleven.
You don't want to follow
But-
that model.
Take all the offense in the world. It's fine. They're not listening.
They're good for Slurpees. That's about it.
Yeah.
A big gulp here and there.
I wouldn't want to, you got to keep it fresh. You got to keep it handmade.
Quality
whatever.
over quantity.
Absolutely.
Remember, you could go there and buy lunch meat.
Yeah. Who do you think used to do that?
You were a
Me.
chopping bastard. I
Yeah.
know.
Eh,
I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah. We
I
used to have this guy that would sit there and kneel down behind the deli display case. And he would just sit there and reach in because we used to pre-slice like all the high
American cheese.
the
Bologna.
items I got bought a lot of, and he used to sit there and just stuff his face with the roast beef.
Jesus.
Deli
Damn.
display case.
Did you put the thumb on the on the scale as you were?
No, we didn't do that.
I do that when people piss me off.
He was also the same guy that used to go do the nitrous oxide out of the Ready
Oh,
Whips.
jeez.
And people would come back with their cans of Ready Whip and say it doesn't work. What's going on? And it's like, damn, Kirby at it again, man.
Yeah, what was that movie? Waiting.
That movie was weird.
You didn't like that?
I
That was
just watched that when it came on. That
awesome.
it's funny because
You
it's
gotta wa-
like
you
it's
gotta
like
watch
real
it
world
again.
stuff, but it was weird to me.
What with the two dudes that
Yeah,
were, they were doing?
it was
the-
just a weird setting and like vibe to the movie.
Uh,
But I didn't. I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds. So,
I like
yeah,
that movie a lot.
It was weird though.
So it was Carson, Wawa, or Sheets then?
Oh,
Where-
that's
where-
good. You know,
Call it now.
Wow.
I think he's like a little bit of both. Like he could be that top notch like Wawa type, but like started declining.
You just. There's no top notch. Wawa.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. Wawa
You
is
talking
still
delis?
Wawa's
Wawa does not come into top
Wawa
notch, but
can
you're
still be
talking
good.
Hoagies, delis,
not hoagies if you go to Wawa for the right stuff.
like my Mountain Dew. That's
I was just gonna say, walk in for the,
Yeah, but like,
the 2 for $3.50.
like the 2 for 2 iced teas. Yeah.
all right.
Dom Panapresso's got maybe a good point. He says Sheets has a better selection of food with better quality, while Wawa has the better drinks.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
What? Because you can get your frappe on.
I don't know.
You can customize your drinks at Wawa. I don't know if you can at Sheets.
What, is that you're talking like, you know, give me
Like
my
the-
skinny latte
If
with
you want, if you're going to Wawa for
with
that, that's on
Frappuccino and all that?
you. But I mean,
right.
Yeah, if you're going for those high end coffee drinks,
at Wawa,
Starbucks.
that's
Right.
on. That's
I was
on
gonna
you.
say, at
doing
least,
that.
well, are you,
You gotta
spending
go to
$7 like there?
you got to go to a coffee shop for that.
By the way,
Well,
coffee prices are outrageous.
I
Go to
don't
Dunkin'.
drink coffee.
Dunkin' for coffee for a small is like $3. It's
No,
crazy.
it's
That's
not that
nothing
much.
compared to
That's
Starbucks.
bad.
I get 2 larges
Starbucks
every
is bad.
day.
What is it?
$4.64.
All right, because my
That's in
at
Philly.
work sometimes people will make a Dunkin' run. People want coffee.
2
I'll
larges.
get like a medium coffee, and they're like, "Yeah, it was like $2.19 or something." I'm like, what? That's crazy.
All right. So
Joe says go to Reams for a real
Carson,
Yeah.
to
No, that I agree
Kardashians,
with.
Yeah.
to Wawa.
You got to go to. You ever have a Cornaglia at
No.
Breen's?
No,
Put that on the get list.
Cornaglia.
Cornaglia.
Cornaglia. What is it?
It's an Italian hoagie on a seeded roll. It's a real,
Ooh.
the upgraded meat, not the normal Italian. Cornaglia.
Mm-hmm.
Jump on that one.
I'm going to do that.
Tip of the day.
Yeah. There you go.
You will not be disappointed.
I've had it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually had Preston and Steve.
Yeah, they
Casey
did,
Boy
yeah, I
had
saw
like
that.
and I saw them.
They
He
did
made
the
that
right-
for him, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to try that next time. It was
They
pretty good.
did. They did that thing with what was it
Casey Boy
MMR?
for the
Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
their
Yeah.
morning show.
Yeah, yeah.
their best delis in Philly thing.
Yeah,
something
Kevin.
like that.
Kevin made it for him.
Yeah.
It is good.
All right. So
Football,
that-
right?
I just want to put Carson in perspective before we say our final goodbyes to him, right?
Bye.
68 games. This is what he did.
Oh, one more. Come
For
on, Carson.
yardage.
One
Oh,
more.
one more. What? Just one more.
Yeah, come on. Could have had a nice career here.
He finished with 16,811 yards. That puts him 4th in Eagles history.
Really, in 5 years? That's pretty good.
That's how sad.
Pretty good.
That's how sad our quarterback history has been now.
Yeah.
It was McNabb, Jaws, and Randall.
Mhm.
113 touchdowns, also 4th Eagles history.
Mm-hmm.
Completion percentage was 62.7%. First.
That's first.
That's first.
Ouch.
I'm not surprised at that.
Depending on, like, I think Sam Bradford had like a 64, but he only played like 25 games or something,
hey,
2 years, something like that.
Hey
Yeah.
Jim, just be careful sticking up for Carson Wentz. Smitty went at Pat Bernard pretty hard at Devereaux Sports.
I caught those guys this weekend. I was chiming in. And I see Pat's in here listening.
Yeah, he is
And
good.
I just got to say, Pat, I think you're misled with the Howie. Like, Pat had said he trusts Howie. Pat, you need to,
Whoa.
I think the early
What
wrestling
makes
career.
you trust Howie?
I think Pat took a few too
Wow.
many bumps in the early wrestling career, and
I don't know about that.
I don't trust
Yeah,
Howie.
I
Howie's
don't
the
trust
problem
Howie.
behind this whole thing.
Mm-mm.
Smitty gave
And
him
if-
a run for his money.
And if, like
Wow.
Andrew said earlier, I don't know if you caught it. Do we trust him? If we end up with 2 picks next year, first round,
If
do
Howie's,
we trust him
if
to
he's
do it
here,
right?
if he's here too, I think this season really is.
No,
break-
he's
make-
going to be here.
I don't know. I think this year's make or break for Howie.
What the
No,
hell do we do at
he's here.
6?
Here's-
Seriously, what the hell do we do at 6?
Here's a
Who
question
thinks
for
of the
you.
QB?
Oh,
There's
I just
still
threw up in my
a
mouth.
quarterback out there that's rumored to be traded.
Wilson?
Deshaun.
Deshaun.
I think
Does
that
Howie look at this like this might be my last year?
We don't have enough.
Hurts.
you make
you just
enough.
got a first round
You
pick.
you make
give him this
enough,
first
yeah.
round pick. Like if Howie's like, I'm all in.
So
I'll
they-
take
you give
Deshaun
him-
Watson.
Well, no, here's
Are
the
you
thing.
going to get
Cox.
one for Ertz?
No. Hold on. Here's the
At
thing, though.
30
You got to
years old
remember.
or
You got to
whatever?
remember. Deshaun has
I
to
said
approve the
Hurts.
trade.
Oh, Hurts.
Hurts.
You
not
got to
Ertz.
you got to remember. Deshaun has to approve the trade
Yeah,
because he
and
has
Philly
that no
wasn't-
trade clause.
He ain't coming here.
Oh no, it was Russell. Philly wasn't on his list.
Yeah, but Deshaun has to approve the trade too, though. So if they say, "Hey, we have a really good offer from Philly, we want to send you there," and he says no, then they can't do
Do
it.
you want to go from one dumpster fire
Yeah,
to
really,
another?
that's what it is.
I think his issue was different. They were shedding players and like
And not consulting him at all with any decisions.
he has different issues with that front office.
He's
Yeah.
not happy because he's getting his ass kicked.
Well, that too. They're not building
Yeah.
around him.
No. I mean, the offensive line.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's the most sacked quarterback
Yeah.
in
next
the
to
time.
Carson.
Well, last year, but I mean, like
Uh-huh.
in the time he's played, I think he's the most sacked quarterback in the whatever it is 9 years he's been in the league.
They've always spent their money on defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which surprisingly with Bill O'Brien, he was an offensive guy, but they're putting all their money into defense.
I mean, the dude extends plays like nobody's business. but-
ridiculous,
But then
yeah.
again,
He led the league in passing yards too.
so is that a pipe dream?
Yeah.
absolutely.
So we're riding with Hurts next year.
I don't think you are, not yet, because there's still moves to be made. But
We're riding with Justin Fields next year. Let me tell you.
I don't want
Nah,
Justin Fields.
I don't want anybody but Trevor
Name
Lawrence.
me an Ohio
Yeah.
State quarterback that did anything in this league.
never.
They're bums. They're
Never.
bums.
And
Not even Bobby Hoying.
Not even Bobby.
Alabama's had
Wow.
some.
What, Mac?
Mac Jones looks good. He could be good.
They're saying he's going to be a second rounder.
That far?
Well, wait, maybe. Hey, there you go. We'll just get him at 6.
Yeah.
How's that for?
Yeah, I'm
I also heard-
afraid because of Howie still being here. What
Yeah,
they're going to do?
I have
And
no
It
trust.
wouldn't surprise me if they do something like Justin Fields and
Zach Wilson.
The Jets really own the draft.
They're
They're
gonna
the
they're gonna
ones that
decide it
set
for
the
us.
tone.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm saying they set the tone because
Jaguars.
if they don't draft a quarterback and say they go after Jamar Chase,
That screws
That's
us.
gonna
we're
just-
Right.
fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're gonna panic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
Dolphins
fucked.
are going to
Yeah,
take.
everybody's saying go for this guy, go for that guy. There are no guarantees that they're going to be there at 6.
Yeah.
I heard-
You know, you got to sit tight and see what happens.
Yeah, I saw
Devontae
that.
Smith
Not
is-
1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
'cause wait,
right?
no,
No,
no. Trevor Lawrence won.
Yeah, then
and then
Chase,
Chase, and then
Smith.
and Smith. Wait, who's 3? Who's got the third?
It's Jags, Jets,
Cincinnati.
and then no, it was a trade, wasn't it?
Dolphins.
Dolphins, right? I think, yeah. So the Dolphins have
Because
two.
Atlanta's got 4.
They
Yeah,
have 4 or
Atlanta-
5.
that's it.
Who's 5?
That's Cincinnati. That's Cincinnati.
Cincy's right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Cincinnati. I'm sorry.
yeah. So I mean, it's the Dolphins have Tua, so they could very well take a receiver. I wouldn't even care if they traded it, as long as they got a haul
Probably
for
like
it.
Wait,
I would like it because if it's that linebacker at that pick, it's going to be Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that's what they're
Right.
saying. That's
But-
what they might do.
I can't see. They don't do that. The Eagles don't value
I wouldn't.
linebackers.
I wouldn't do that
When
either.
was the last time they picked a first round linebacker?
I don't know if they
It
ever
was-
did.
Oh, they have.
Or Stuart
But
Bradley.
It was
Oh, I don't
no.
think he was like a second.
It
Was
was
he
like
second?
in the 80s
Joyner?
or 90s.
Joyner.
Seth
Was
Joyner.
Seth even a first?
I don't think
I
he
don't know
was
if
a
he was
first
the
rounder.
first. Wait.
don't know.
I was thinking.
Mamula.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, 95. I was 95.
No, he's at the end.
Yeah,
Did
he
he
was.
come out as a linebacker? I think they moved him at the end.
He was a lot.
Okay.
He was a
I
lot.
think
He
his
was a
position
lot.
in college
However
was-
you slice it, it
Yeah.
was a really long time ago.
Yeah, 95.
Ooh, Joe White says the Dolphins are looking to trade Tua.
Yeah. Well,
To
that's
who?
rumors
And get what?
for Deshaun.
And then what else? Wait, they have two. They have 2 first rounders.
They do have 2.
But
Two-
that's not Tua and the 2 first
Two and two
rounders.
firsts?
And then, but yeah, but I mean,
Probably gotta set
if you're
more
if
still.
you're the Texans, you got to accept that.
well, no, you don't have to accept shit. You can,
Don't, but the way their team is right now, they're in a rebuild mode. Deshaun wants out.
Wait.
All right, yeah, but look at Detroit. They got Goff, and they got what 2 first rounders and what another third
I think
rounder.
it was a 3rd rounder. Yeah, that's true.
Right?
I mean,
so
yeah.
shoot for the stars. Tell them you want 3 first rounders and Tua, and see
Yeah,
if
I
they
guess you
bite.
could-
I mean,
you
if
could
they're
try
if they're
that.
hard up enough,
Yeah.
and the kid don't want to play,
Yeah.
I mean, let's be for real.
Yeah, Watson's
Yeah,
not playing if he's not traded.
Yeah.
He's not going to play.
He met the guy. He met the coach. And still was like,
yeah, he's like, I'm not playing.
yeah, sorry, I'll sit.
Yeah, they're
that's
just,
why. That's why.
they're a
Again, I
mess.
say it's like a pipe dream with the Eagles, but you offer them Cox, Hurts, couple first rounders. Take what you want.
Yeah,
And put
Column A,
Dick Rod
column B.
there.
What do you need?
Take it all.
Put Dick Rod in there with Cox.
he's a free agent, I think, right?
Dick Rodgers?
I
Wow.
think because you throw Ertz
Didn't
in
he get
there, you throw Fletch, you throw your first rounder, the trade pick, the second rounder that could be a first from the Colts you just got. Yeah, throw in. Jeez,
Pick one.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Throw in Lurie's
that
jet.
They
Like,
don't.
what
They
else?
don't have anything to trade really besides Ertz and Cox. Really. Nah, I can't see Ertz doing that. Where'd you hear that?
I'm just,
Alright,
I'm
he-
just
he-
making it up.
He's just
Wait,
pulling
all
out
right,
his
so,
head.
all right, so let's just look at that. Could you do Cox, Ertz,
And 2 first.
and 2 firsts?
And Hurts. I think you got to get him Hurts back. I would think that's a key piece of the trade.
Yeah,
They're
you
gonna-
can't
they're
have.
going to need a quarterback
Yeah, you
back.
can't have Hurts here.
But the problem is, how long is it going to take you to put a
Yeah, but
quality product in front of Deshaun Watson?
that's what I'm saying. Deshaun's
Well-
going to see that. Going to see he's going to trade the Philly and be like, no,
The-
I'm not doing that.
The
Because
offensive line.
Deshaun has to approve any trade.
Right.
I would
So-
take Philly's offense over Texans' offense right now. They just got rid of the best receiver in the league.
Yeah, but
David Johnson's old. They have no offensive line. Will Fuller can't stay on the field. So if you're comparing their offense and what Deshaun will have, the weapons he has
what
versus
weapons?
ours,
You just
you got
traded away
Miles.
you got Miles and Garrett, or not Miles Garrett, Miles
Dallas,
and Goddard.
Rager, like we can't.
Are we really
completely-
calling him a weapon?
Can tell me a wide receiver
That's what I'm saying.
on the Texans that is better.
Fuller, who plays 5 games a year, but
And
he blows up.
apparently he's not going
He
to stay there
blows
either.
up for those 5 games.
But he's gone too.
Yeah,
apparently.
he's apparently he's out too.
Yep.
and the Eagles
The
are looking at him.
Eagles are looking at him. Yeah,
You know, when it comes down to it, it's not going to matter who's back there if you can't keep them upright and healthy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're getting. Lane and Brooks off of it. Career, potential career-ending injuries, but
Right.
Right. What's it going to look like?
There you go. That's
Yeah.
one point.
Yeah.
The other
Kelsey-
point is they're getting older, and they're banged up. And who's going to be the left tackle?
Kelsey's not.
Nah, it's gonna be
Kelsey said he's
Mailata.
not coming back.
I
yet.
think it is going to be Mailata.
well,
Absolutely. I think you give the kid a shot. Absolutely.
I do too.
going into
I
camp,
do too.
going into camp, they'll have that competition.
Yes.
What competition?
He
Mailata and Dillard.
Yeah,
No, he
Dillard looks like he stinks. Apparently, a lot of the analysts and reporters for the team say they're not really impressed with him.
And didn't we trade up for him too?
No, did we?
I think we did.
Yeah, we
we
did
did.
like 2 or 3 spots. You're right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
For who?
Can't do that for
Dillard.
CeeDee Lamb.
Dillard.
Dillard.
Right. Yeah, we did. That's right.
yeah.
So-
They trade up for Dillard, but
So
not
what's
Lamb.
what's he become a freaking?
You trade him.
4th round pick.
You trade him for a 3rd rounder or 4th rounder.
If you can get it,
Yeah,
You're not getting a third, but a guy coming off an injury.
there could be a desperate team out there.
or is he just
or a
depth?
swap.
Is he depth? Is
Yeah,
he
because you
swing?
don't really
They do
have
need
much
that
there.
because that hurt us this year.
Yeah, if
Sure.
if I have to watch Matt Pryor again,
And he's
I'm
got
gonna-
he's got one more year left on it, so maybe he does stick around just for depth because he's still on a rookie contract.
I would think so.
Yeah. They're going to have to go cheap next year in a lot of positions because they're so far over the cap.
Yep.
And you got to get that cheap labor. And unfortunately, Matt Pryor is probably going to be part of that cheap labor.
You can find something else.
In my opinion, this is just my humble opinion.
That's what we're
I-
here for.
I say, yeah, right. I say you roll with Hurts for the year
Yeah,
and let the chips fall where they go.
yeah.
See what he's
See
got.
what you got. All right.
See what he's got. Let it go. If the offensive line falls apart, everybody gets hurt again. Okay, well then it's total rebuild time. Like
Yeah.
total, not just let's retool. Total rebuild.
Because you're
the
not
team's
going
old.
anywhere. You're not going anywhere with this
No,
team right now.
the team's old.
Whether you get Watson or Russell Wilson
Yeah.
or a free agent
Yes.
quarterback or
Doesn't
draft
matter.
a guy, you're not going anywhere with this team.
Mm-mm.
So see what you have in Hurts, and 12 months from now,
Save
we're
the
probably in a
picks.
better spot if you
and
make
if
the
they-
right moves.
And if they're 4-12 again,
that's fine.
Then we get another.
you know what
nice
I mean?
pick
Then you get another.
Yeah,
and
top-
get Howie out of here.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, said it before a million times. Talent evaluation is the problem.
It's awful. Their
It's a
scouting
mess.
department is
It's-
terrible.
It was the same thing with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, other than them hitting Alec Boehm, Clentak didn't get shit for pitching in the whole 5 years he was here.
Right.
Not one.
And either brought one.
I mean, Spencer Howard maybe, but
either by drafting or by free agency.
Not to rewind too much here, but did you finish the Wentz comparison stats?
Oh, the stats.
I'm gonna have a couple more. He had 10 game-winning drives. I think that led.
It.
I think that.
Well, is that? I don't know if that's that in 5 years.
Depends on how many games were they behind in the fourth quarter.
Because I remember him failing a lot in late in games. Receivers shopping balls and
the last 2 years, not this past year, obviously, but the previous 2 years, he won 4 games in a row at the end of the season to get them into the playoffs.
Well, that was the last year they won a division, 2019.
Yeah, but and he played really well.
He did with lawn chairs at receivers.
Right.
But who were they playing? The YMCA.
Oh, stop it!
The division
playing NFL teams.
The division was really bad. We played the Giants twice and the Washington.
Did we play the Bungles? I'm messing.
Nah.
I'm messing.
Look, I think if you look at his career, can you even call it a career for 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
Here, and you look at all the other Eagles quarterbacks. He's not one of these guys that's going out and we hate him. I don't think.
Some people do. Some people really are pissed off at how it went.
When you start talking about your favorite quarterbacks, I'm not saying you're the best quarterbacks. I don't know that he's going to come into the conversations anymore because people are always going to say Randall. You're going to say Foles.
Yeah, I mean,
Foles for 5 games.
From an exciting
perspective,
I had like Vic over just from the excitement of the game.
For Wentz, yeah. I have friends that are really upset with this and that are like, I'm not even an Eagle. They're full of shit, but they're like, I'm not even an Eagles fan. I'm just going to root for Wentz. Like, you're a weirdo. You're not really a fan at all then.
No.
If you're not going to root for the Eagles, you're not a fan.
And it's just like the whole Andy Reid thing to me.
Yeah, like,
if
I'm
he
not
goes to
going
the
root.
Colts and they make it to the Super Bowl, I'm not rooting for him.
Yeah,
I'm not rooting for him to
I'm
win.
sorry. Like, he's not wearing Eagles.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't root for that. But I mean, I wish the best for him. Like,
I wanted him to be the Ginger Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
get us
when this podcast show first started, where do you think 5 years?
No.
Well, no, 3 years now.
Yeah, but
would you say, oh, Wentz is in our court? Like, would you think that? No, we thought in 20 years from now, maybe we're going to his Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah.
Like you thought it was that
years ago,
potential. Yeah. Like it's really a shame what happened.
They didn't help him.
They failed him. Yeah,
they did. I mean, they
failed him. They want to make the excuse. Oh, we drafted so many receivers and offensive linemen, but they stunk. They didn't do anything to help them.
Well, it's because Howie sucks.
Yeah, because it's Howie.
He sucks.
And the scouting department.
Back when in a previous studio lifetime, our first studio lifetime, Jim, when we were still writers.
Yes.
Fantastic
writers. Too.
Yeah, we were.
I was his editor.
Can I see that? Can I see that credential?
He used to
I wrote an article.
Like, read this real quick.
I wrote an article about Carson Wentz. The gist of the story, the article was, we finally ended up with an quarterback.
Oh man! So you're the jinx
here.
Yeah. So now we have a finger. Now we have a finger
said
to point.
when Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, when all those guys finally retire, we are going to have one of the top tier quarterbacks. Philadelphia, after all these years, finally got an quarterback.
Jim. Mush.
And
now
put him in the bathroom.
In the bathroom with you.
Yeah.
No, I don't want him looking at his face.
JoJo's in there. Into the bathroom.
But I mean, look how far this has fallen from me writing that.
I remember when we went out to Dawkins's ceremony. I remember at the hotel room we were all just hanging out. And I'm like, I think in 25 years we'll all be here again for Wentz. I remember saying that.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, now looking at
that was what?
That's
18?
That's what I loved.
It was the year of the Super Bowl. The year after the Super Bowl.
So 18. That's
the summer. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, like in 25 years from now, 20 years from now, we might be back here for Wentz. And now it's like, well, not for an Eagle.
I was hoping that Brody would have that quarterback that grows up with, and he had all kinds of Wentz gear and Wentz memorabilia. And
I mean, I had McNabb, but I don't remember. I had his jersey, but I don't remember fanboying over him.
Yeah.
Fanboying. Phew. Where'd you grab that from?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd never heard.
Fangirling? You want me to say fangirling?
No, but I've never heard of
Slobbering,
that
drooling?
term.
Sound he was saying.
No, not that far. Jesus.
All right, the blood was rushing to the.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've hit the Carson. Bob, any final thoughts on Carson?
I think I'm done with it at this point. No,
Bye,
I
Felicia?
just- yeah. I don't know. I mean, personally, I think he was a little bit soft, but I also think that they did him wrong too. So I think that I'm goodbye. I'm done.
You got to be coached up. Don't matter how good you are.
Exactly.
Every great player has been coached up. Well, you know what I mean, Doc, you name the name.
But I also,
Any
it
of 'em.
seems like when they tried to coach him up, he just wasn't having it.
Well, when DiFilippo and Reich had him, DiFilippo, they said he was like a drill sergeant to him. But then again, he had the best season of his career in 17 when DiFilippo was in his ass, telling him, stop, go back. Your feet weren't right. You know what I mean? Stop. You weren't throwing it right. Your angle's bad. Like that's sometimes some guys need to be coached up that way. You got it. If you can't repeat your throw, just like baseball, if you can't repeat that throw every time, your ball's off. Doesn't matter how, you're throwing 99, but the problem is if you're throwing their ankles or you're throwing their head, it don't matter. You're throwing 99, that's great, but if you can't throw a damn strike,
Not over the plate.
right, or same thing throwing the ball,
At least
Yeah.
make them swing.
right, you know what I mean? If you're throwing the ball and you're not throwing it accurately, or at least to your receiver's hands, or at least put him in a position to catch the ball, well, it doesn't matter if the ball's a foot and a half behind him, because at the rate these guys run, a foot and a half, you might as well say is, uncatchable.
You're going to get them killed too.
Yeah, and that too.
I just got tired of hearing, how hard he was on Carson Wentz and this and that, because you did hear that. You know what I mean? And I'm just, again, you're right. You have to be coached up. And I think after he left, it was like, well, we can't put this one as a quarterback's coach because he didn't get along with him. Right. At that point,
him.
where do you go? You're done.
Bottom line.
Goodbye. Good luck.
All right, that's right. Sayonara, right off into the sunset with your Colts. Greener pastures.
I got a Colts.
Enjoy yourself.
You want to laugh? I have a Colts Manning jersey.
Nice.
And a
That's 11 too, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Carson's not getting his 11 back either.
Yeah,
No.
that's funny.
I had a 19 Colts jersey.
Johnny.
Baltimore Colts.
Johnny.
Yes. Yeah, but there was no name on it because
No.
they didn't put names
Nah,
on it
not
back
them.
then.
Not them guys, nah.
All right. That's for one Philly great. We'll take a break and we'll get into a discussion about other Philly greats or potentially the next Philly great. So stick around. Give us a minute. We'll be right back. We're talking Sixers basketball. Be right back. InsurePhilly.com. We comparison shop all the time. Can I get this cheaper on Amazon? What will the store brand save me? Should I get a second estimate on this remodel? So why not do that for your insurance needs? Better yet, why not have someone comparison shop for you? At InsurePhilly.com, you can get up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes with top insurance carriers like Progressive, Travelers, Nationwide, Selective, Liberty Mutual, Encompass, Kemper, and Berkshire Hathaway. Owner-agent Matt Maloney provides top national carriers with top local service. Just go to InsurePhilly.com to get your quote online or call Matt at 215-300-9590. For all your insurance needs, auto, home, life, business, and Medicare insurance plans, make sure to go to InsurePhilly.com today or call 215-300-9590. Matt Maloney gives you the national carriers you recognize from a local company you can trust. InsurePhilly.com. All right, folks. We are back for the second half of Say It Boot First podcast. We had a quick break.
I'm off tomorrow, so
Snap.
DJ's off tomorrow, everybody.
yeah, I'm getting my second shot in me. That's
Get
nice.
it in.
Nice. Thanks, as always, to our sponsor, Matt Malone, the MPM agency, InsurePhilly.com. Up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes. Check out Matt. He'll get you what you need for your insurance needs. All right. Second act. I had a costume change.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Janet.
You
Got
were ready.
my MB jersey on now. We're going to talk Sixers and Sixers great. The one thing, our podcast here, right? It's like the bar conversation, right? It's the long car drive. It's the we're not going to be here berating people about their opinions.
We're not the expert opinions, if that's what you're looking for.
We're not the 97.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're not the Mike Missinellis that are going to tell you you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. We're not Ray Dininger that knows all the stats off the top of his head. We're talking opinions here. So often when we're talking in our group chats, we come up with topics. And this week the topic came up. Text thread.
No,
Sorry.
you said it right. You said it right. Group chat.
I've been trained that it is now
It's a group chat. There you go.
It's not a chat though when it's on your phone.
It's
Yeah,
a group chat.
Yeah, by the way, I had to turn off the notification
It gets
on
out
my
of
phone
hand. It gets out of hand. I will
because
agree.
my gig is I got to keep kicking the shit or it don't happen.
Well, yeah, you're
So I
working
can't-
busy all day.
Yes, I
you know.
can't look. So I can't remember a couple of days ago. It was 1:24.
Damn.
I was like, "What in
In
the
ha-
f did I miss?"
in like an hour?
Yeah, well,
Like a
you
half
guys
hour.
are fast and fucking
Yeah.
furious.
Well,
I mean,
me and AB, we'll just go on a roll. We'll
It's-
get like 5 in a row.
There are
I-
certain hot button
yeah.
topics.
Yeah, that you can
That
just
I
push.
could just say one thing and then walk away from my phone for an hour and come back and
Yeah,
just
let
like,
Let it
I,
go.
one time I was at 5:00 mass, and right as the mass started, my phone started going. Bzz, 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 bzz. By the time mass was done, I said, "I bet you I got 100 or more text." I looked at my phone; it was 100 on the dot. I said, "Oh my god,
Mhm.
that's insane!" That was less than an hour. There were 100 texts.
Well, I'm telling you,
Jesus.
it was like that. It was $1.24. I'm like, what the?
I'd say like 60 to 80 messages of those are me and AB probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
We just like to twitch each other's balls.
Yeah,
That's
we
all.
just go
Yeah.
like 5 in a row, rattle off at each other.
it's because you guys just don't do anything. You know, you're just
I'm just
sitting there.
I mean,
You're
I'm just
slicing
chilling,
meat,
yeah,
flats,
like-
or flattens out driving. You
Yeah,
know, you guys
doing
are just,
business
you
calls
got
and stuff.
downtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's driving, I hope there are audio texts, not
I'm sure that.
I'm sure he's not typing.
I'm sure
I hope.
if Matt can have a nice talk with Flan about the dangers of driving and
That's true.
texting and
Mm.
Yeah.
your insurance coverage for that.
Correct.
Save save your $48.24.
Yeah.
Flan, if you're listening,
Yeah. Take 10 and 2, mother.
And I'm sure he wanted to be a part of this conversation too, because he's also a big
Yeah,
Sixers
big,
guy. But
big Sixers.
the conversation started around Sixers and Sixers greats, and a comment was made that Doc might not be the greatest of all, the greatest
Not
Sixer
only
of all
Doc,
time.
Wilt, or AI.
Embiid is the next.
That's what he said.
hey, barkeep, hit me up, please.
So we know Deke's stance on this.
Wilt all
Wilt.
day.
It's
Will
Will,
all
and then
day,
everybody
every
else
day.
is playing for number 2.
But
Hal Greer.
how many days? Hal Greer was great.
Well, hey,
how
we
many?
look at the
Not that
numbers
I
here.
saw him play, but how many years did Wilt play here?
As a Sixer,
Yes,
it was only 3, maybe
What a
4.
warrior.
San
But as
Francisco.
a warrior,
Well, wait, no, it was
he was throw on another 7 or 8.
He was only
Philadelphia
here.
Warrior.
Hmm?
So he was only here for 10. I thought it was like a
Roughly.
long time.
No, he didn't play. He didn't have a really long
Did
career.
he play longer with the Lakers?
No, he was only with the Lakers about 2 or 3 years.
Oh wow. So he only played 13 years in the league.
Yeah, he was less than 20 years in the league. He was probably under 18 years in the
And
league.
that's your GOAT?
Check the numbers.
Yes, check the record books.
Check the
dude.
youngster.
He
Check the
still
numbers,
owns-
It's
youngster.
not hard.
Dozens.
It's not hard when there's
He
8
still
teams in the
owns
league.
dozens. And what does that mean when there's only 8 teams in the league? It's the best of the best that's playing. It's
Go
not
back to
watered
the
down.
topic,
It's
Jim.
not watered down.
Now this is the
Look,
topic. This is the
No,
topic.
the Sixers. The Sixers greats.
Well, we got to
Not
start.
GOAT.
I
Not
got-
overall GOAT. Not overall GOAT.
I was too young for Wilt. I can appreciate numbers, and I would never say anything numbers. But the jersey that Mr. Deeg is wearing is my man, and will always be my man.
Okay.
Always. He was Dr. J. Dr. J was Michael Jordan. I know
Yeah.
Flan and I got into it, but he was Michael Jordan of basketball.
Yeah,
And the thing is, he had, at times he had George McGinnis, he had, Andrew Toney, he had Maurice Cheeks his whole career. He had Chaka Thunder, he had Moses. I mean, the year they played Portland in '77, they had that series won, and then they got
2-0.
and then they got in the fight.
Yep.
And it just went south.
Yep.
It just
They lost the next 4.
the Trailblazers just totally came together and were like, F them Sixers, we're gonna win, and that's what happened.
That was a great team, also. The
Oh,
Portland
yeah.
Trailblazers.
yeah,
That was a great
Yeah,
team.
Bill Walton.
Hollins was the point guard.
Yeah.
Bill Walton. You had who was the coach? The coach was a great coach too.
Older cat.
Gene Shue was our coach.
Yeah, Gene
Jack
Shue.
Ramsey.
Jack Ramsey.
Jack Ramsey. was the
Dr.
coach.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Jack.
Yeah, there were other, I can't think off the top of my head, but there were other great players on that Portland team. Real quick, Wilt came in 59, played 6 years with the Warriors in Philly, played 4 years with the Sixers, and then 5 years with the Lakers.
Oh, so you played 15 years?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, that's
Roughly,
1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
And he put up all those numbers
10 plus 5,
in
right?
15 years.
I think in
Is
today's
that-
math.
did you
yeah.
get that 15?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do the Common Core. I have to
All
do
right.
my rounding and
Oh, Jesus.
grouping and all that stuff.
They
I
should
just
stop
want to
that.
make sure.
But if you say Sixers, all-time Sixers,
There's
Doc,
3.
Wilt,
yeah.
AI.
There's 3 solidified. Wilt, Doc, and AI.
Did you forgetting Charles?
I said 3, but you can throw Charles in the top 5.
I mean,
too.
Charles was phenomenal.
You think he's over AI though? He didn't win his MVP here.
and this is where I think this gets into
And
like
he didn't,
generational.
he
I
didn't
know
go
he
to the
didn't.
did he go to the finals?
I know he didn't. No, not here.
AI went to the finals.
I know he did, but he was
I'm not playing him
phenomenal.
down. Yeah, he was still a great player.
Chuck was a top 5 player when he was once he got about say third year in.
Yeah.
he was legit.
yeah.
He was with Michael Jordan. It was like Michael Jordan, Bird, Magic, him.
He says
That
if Jordan
was-
wasn't in the league, he would have won championships.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no
And
shit.
Charles says he's like, if it wasn't
And
for him,
there's
I
a lot of players that could
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that. Karl
I just-
Malone, John Stockton.
Yeah.
played in the wrong era.
He Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
He,
Reggie Miller.
he blocked a lot of Hall of Famers
Reggie Miller.
from winning a ring.
Yeah.
And Akeem only won because he dropped out those
Yeah,
2 years.
yeah. You could have a basketball team for all the probably Hall of Famers that didn't get a ring while Jordan played, right? Or at least double
Yes.
digits.
Yes, absolutely.
So
The reason why I don't put Chuck in as a top 3 is because Wilt changed the position.
Mhm.
Dr. J was a global spectrum of an NBA. He made the NBA, I think, a global thing, and he made it
Mhm.
cool. And
oh man,
his endorsements was like I feel like Doc was one of the first guys. I wasn't alive. This is what I've read and what I've watched. I feel like
Converse.
Doc, off his endorsements, he was the first NBA player to really make the endorsements cool for an NBA player.
Oh, yeah.
And with AI, I mean, he changed the position himself, and he's Allen Iverson. He's just so cultivating. What he did as a 5'10", 5'9",
He says he's 6 foot.
yeah, 5'10", 5'11".
65. So
I'm 5'9". If you believe that.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, just what he did was just incredible. And to take, to put in so many years at that size and what he wasn't a perimeter. He was a good perimeter shooter, but he drove the lane and went in with the trees. Like,
It's fearless.
yeah, he didn't care. So that's why I put them as my top 3.
that was the most impressive thing about Allen Iverson.
Yeah,
was
he
the
never
fact
backed
he was
down.
absolutely
Yeah.
fearless.
Yeah.
He would go into the trees and get knocked down time and time. He probably ended up on the floor 20 times a game,
Yeah.
and he got back up every single time.
With a smile on his face.
Yeah, with a
Remember?
smile on his face.
He'd have a smile on
Yes.
his face.
Yes.
Like, you
And
got
he-
me, but I'm
and
going to the line, or I
coming
got
right
mine
back.
too. Yeah.
Be ready because I'm going to be back.
And
I'm still dropping 40
Like-
on your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think what helped AI's career too is like it was the start of the, this might sound crazy, but it was the start of like the internet coming into the world. So everything was on the internet. The Sports Center, was getting really popular.
blew
So
up.
he was always on Sports Center. So that helped him too. But
Sure.
I mean, like AI was just so cultivating as a player and a character.
And his cultural impact was
like he made Reebok.
yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah.
made the baggy shorts and all that.
if before him, when players went on the road, when they did press conferences, whatever,
Yeah.
they were dressed
Mm-hmm.
in suits
Yeah,
or
he
at
didn't
least
care.
nice casual
He didn't
clothes.
care.
He showed up like he was hanging on
Right.
the corner,
And that's what I loved.
yeah,
And that's and him having his mom do his hair
and
on the
his braids,
bench
right?
during a game
Yeah.
when they're blowing the
Yeah.
team out. I mean, come on, who does that?
DJ, you ever hear of Rucker Park?
Yeah, of course, up in New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who do you think had the most people
there.
watching at Rucker Park ever?
Wilt.
Stop.
No,
Mm-mm.
Doc.
who's from
Doc?
New York? Yeah,
Dr. J.
Oh, really?
I've showed you those pictures.
More than anybody. Like they said, it's not even close. They said if there was an inch of ground, somebody was standing. They had people in trees. They had
up
people
on,
on top on buildings.
Yep.
There was somebody like they said they were people on buildings a block away. They said when he showed up, it was like,
Yeah, I don't deny it. Are you like if I had to give you my list of top 3, I'd probably go just because in my lifetime I'd probably go
Yeah.
AI 1,
it's fine.
Wilt 2, and then Dr. J 3.
All right, I'm
That's
not going to
legit.
I'm not going to begrudge you because of your age going with AI.
Because he saw him. He watched it. He
Right,
watched it.
right.
So it's, you know.
Yeah.
You look at you look at the era. If you want to do it this way, look at the era.
Yeah.
Were they great among the greats of their era? I think you say, yeah. I mean, they changed the game
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of Wilt,
They
right?
changed
Yeah.
the rules of the game.
Rules.
Yes.
The only player they ever changed the rules of the game for is
Wilt
Wilt.
and Michael Jordan. They now let you
Yeah,
carry
but
and walk
as
and all
Wilt,
that shit.
right? And you're right. And have you ever seen the quote that Wilt said to Michael? They changed the rules of the game,
Oh yeah.
so I couldn't dominate. They
Yeah.
changed the rules of the game so you could dominate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
That's
absolutely
true.
true.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely true.
I don't know who I watched. I saw something, and it dude took 4 steps.
James Harden probably.
No, it wasn't
Him or
him because I
LeBron.
would
It
have
was
said it was,
probably him or LeBron.
no, it wasn't LeBron. It wasn't LeBron. It wasn't James Harden. But I cannot remember. I looked at a
Westbrook.
who? Nah, I don't know. I can't remember
It
who it
happens
was.
every night.
Yeah.
But a dude took 4 flipping steps.
Yeah, it
I
happens
was
every
like,
night.
It's the Euro step.
Yeah,
They allow
that
you.
too.
You don't have
That
to
too.
convert from
Wait,
metric to
wait, is that when LeBron's walking up the
That's
floor
what
with
it
the
is
ball
now. That's
and
what
he
it is.
grabs the ball
He
and then
just
starts
forgets.
dribbling
Yeah.
again and nobody checks a beat because they're like, oh, it's just fucking LeBron.
Yeah.
It's
He
all right.
forgets I'm not past half court yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me get up there a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, now let me see where I'm
Yeah,
going.
backcourt. Oh, that's okay. It's LeBron. Okay, keep going. Walk forward.
So they changed Wilt. They changed the game around Wilt.
Yeah.
To not let him dominate.
Yes. I agree with you, DJ. Both Doc and Iverson changed the culture of the game.
Yeah,
they made the
absolutely.
game cooler. They made
Right.
people want to watch
Oh,
the
yeah.
game. They wanted to be there and see what these guys were doing. I mean, Doc came over from the ABA and it was just like, this is like a whole new world. It's a whole new game. People didn't know what to do with Doc when he was in the
Right.
ABA. If you're talking just purely numbers, was it you, Frat, that mentioned Hal Greer? Hal Greer still holds
How great. I saw
All-
those
All
numbers.
time scorer.
most of the Sixers
Mhm.
numbers.
Well, Doc's
records.
still top 10 when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, I
Still
have
top
the
10.
numbers if we want to go through them. So
Yeah, he was the first player to 30,000 plus that was not a center.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dr. J.
Yeah, because if you look at it, Bird, Jordan, or Bird, Magic, they're not even close. They're not even close.
Doc's
Now
got-
30.
Doc's
Not
got
even close.
18 with the Sixers. He's
Yeah,
fourth
yeah.
on the Sixers.
Yeah,
list.
Hal Greer's one, right?
Hal's one with 21,000. AI's got 19,000.
Yeah.
Some change. Doc was fourth with assists. AI was third. Doc was third with steals. AI was second. So Doc
one question.
Yep.
How many do you have games played with each?
Doc was fourth in games played, and that's more than AI. AI was
Okay.
probably fifth or sixth then.
Yes.
She played 11 full.
Doc has 3 scoring titles, 3 MVPs, and 2 championships just in the ABA.
Damn.
Then when he came over, 11 years in the NBA, All-Star, all 11 years.
Let me jump on that for a second. In the ABA, he was playing like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he was the Michael Jordan of
in the
ABA.
ABA because like my uncle was infatuated with Doc, and like he used to take me to games and stuff as a kid in like the late 70s, early 80s, and that's what he told me. He said the Doc you see right now is a more team centric Dr. Jack.
Yeah.
But when he played for like the Squires and he played for the Knicks, he said he was just, every night he did something that you never saw before.
Yeah.
And you were just like, holy shit, man.
This
What-
guy's on a whole different level.
What did I just see? Like,
Yeah.
what did he just do there? You know what I mean? And that was the thing, with the Sixers. He was more team centric. You know what I mean? He didn't play the Michael Jordan game because he didn't have to, because he had a Maurice Cheeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't
had
have to
Andrew
carry
Tony.
the team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you look at his stats, you'll see, he's still scoring
He's still
27.
dominated.
Yeah, still scoring 27 a night. But, the nights that he needed to score 40 or 45, was that there? Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
How many MVPs did he get in the NBA?
He only won
One
one.
MVP,
Okay.
5-time All NBA first team.
Mhm.
He made the playoffs every year with the Sixers.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's impressive.
The finals 4 times and
Mhm.
won championship.
77, 80, 82,
Yeah.
and an 83.
Damn.
They
Cried.
They should have won in '82. Well,
Uh,
it wasn't until Moses came along.
with remember I was so happy when Kareem got hurt. We're like, we're winning, it's over.
yeah.
Oh
yeah, that was an '80.
And then Magic.
Magic
and then
steps in
Magic.
and throws up 42.
Yeah, as a
Are you
rookie,
serious?
As a center,
rookie,
and as a
in
center.
center, yes.
smoked us.
And Magic has been quoted to say, like, when he saw Doc play, he was like, what this guy's
Starstruck.
doing is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, he just.
Oh yeah,
So in comparison to AI's career with the Sixers, he had 4 scoring championships, All-Star 11 times,
totally different game.
1 MVP, 7-time All-NBA, playoffs 6 times, finals only once. Obviously, we know.
He
No
willed that team.
championships. He did.
Totally
Like,
willed that
You
team.
talk about a guy that's got to carry a team.
Yeah, he put that team on his
he
back.
Did. Like, he was
That
a team
01
full
team,
of role players.
when you look at that roster, it's like they had no business being in that finals.
Yeah, but
Against
you know
that
what?
team of the Lakers?
Yeah, but you know what though? That the guys that they had were perfect for him.
Yeah, because they worked with his game, his style.
Mhm.
And
Because they
that-
played the defense.
Yeah, and he
that was
just carried
needed.
the offense. Yeah. If they needed 40 out of him, like Doc could go get 40, AI was the same way.
But
that-
Doc had other players around him that could
Right.
chip in, where AI was like,
Yeah.
hey, Snow, come on. Can you,
Yeah,
give, me, can
right.
you give me 10 tonight?
Yeah. And now
Hey, George
I think,
Hill, can you get a couple more rebounds?
I think you pointed this out to me that
Lynch,
team,
I mean,
that,
Tyrone Hill.
that
George Lynch.
01
Tyrone
team
Hill.
was the only NBA team ever to have the MVP, Coach of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year, and not win
and 6 man of the year.
and not win the title.
Wait, who was that?
This
The
01
Sixers, the 01
team,
Sixers. They had the MVP, Coach of the Year,
Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year, and
Six
six
man.
man of the year.
Oh, Dikembe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't win a title.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Did they possibly screw up the chemistry with that team when they did
Well, when the
trade
trade for
When they
the
traded-
yeah.
because he was
I tend to agree with that a little bit. I
Making
thought
it
they
worse.
were doing.
It happens. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
This is her piece.
I think they probably still could have made the finals as the team was made up before that trade.
The finals? Yeah,
yeah.
Theo,
Because
Theo was playing out of his mind.
I really liked the way Theo was playing
I love
during
Theo.
the season.
yeah.
Yeah,
I heard he was I like Dikembe too, but he's an older Dikembe, but he
Yeah.
played defense. That's all they needed
That's,
him to
that's
do.
what they needed.
He might
Yeah.
have put up 12 one night,
Yeah.
maybe, if he needed to. But he
against-
gave Shaq.
I'm not
fit.
putting that in our
against-
play,
but against
parlay there,
Shaq-
Jim. Nah.
Against Shaq, nobody was stopping Shaq.
That, not only that, they
Not
had
then.
Kobe, Shaq, Rick Fox in his
Yeah.
prime.
It was
Da-
Robert Horry on that
Robert
team.
Horry,
Wow.
Derek Fisher off the bench.
Wow, he
like,
just said Rick Fox in his prime.
wasn't he in his prime?
Did he ever have a prime?
That's where I was at.
He was a role player,
But he was good role. He was
was-
one of
yeah,
the better
yeah.
role
Oh, yeah,
players.
yeah.
He was
And
a
the-
good. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not busting his ball.
Yeah.
He was
I
a
take-
good 12, 14 point.
Off the
8
bench.
rebound.
Yeah.
No, he was a starter.
He started. Okay.
Yeah.
So there
Take
you
Robert
go.
Horry over Rick Fox, though.
All right, Robert Horry.
Yeah,
And
He
Big
always
shot,
hit the
Bob.
big three.
who was
Yes,
the dude?
absolutely.
Who was the
he
dude with the? Who was the dude with the goggles?
Kurt
Rambis?
Rambis?
Horace.
Done
No,
by that, bro.
no, Horace Grant.
Oh, Horace
Oh, yeah,
Grant.
yeah,
He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
on that
yeah,
team
yeah.
too,
Yeah.
right? But at the end of his career.
Yeah,
Yeah, he picked.
But
yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
they had him too.
Yeah. Now, my buddy John Fair, he's a big hoops head. I'm a little surprised at this. He said you can't go with Wilt number one because he didn't play enough years, but I think he did.
We played
Well, if you're
What's that?
talking,
10 altogether.
No, with the
Basically.
Sixers. With the Sixers, 4 years.
yeah,
with
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Sixers.
Is it Warriors or
I-
Sixers?
kinda
I
Like,
think 4
splitting
years
hairs.
is enough.
Kinda
Well, we're
splitting
talking
hairs, right?
Sixers, right?
but
Not
the
Warriors.
Warriors are still a Sixers.
But
The Syracuse
the,
Nationals, who
but
was
the
on
Sixers-
there?
the Sixers didn't morph from the Warriors. They were
No,
they
but
were the Syracuse Nationals.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, would you count Nationals too?
Yeah, but he didn't play with the
I know. I'm
Nationals.
saying if there was a Nationals player that was as good, would you count them?
Oh, well,
Where did
No,
they
no.
Where did they go?
You
Where
wouldn't?
did the
Nah.
Warriors go?
San Francisco.
Golden State.
But they started as the
Right,
San Francisco
yeah.
Warriors.
Okay, so they were in San Fran, came here.
No. They were
Here,
here. They were
and then went
started
to
here
San Fran.
by Eddie Gottlieb in the
Okay.
in the 40s.
Who got San Diego? Was
They were
that
the Clippers.
Kansas City?
Yeah, the Kansas City Scouts, I think, moved to San Diego and became the San Diego Clippers.
Because that's where isn't that where Chocolate Thunder whacked one of the
Backboards.
backboards? Didn't he get one in
was
Kansas
at
City?
home. One was at home. I don't know where the other one was. But my buddy John, he's saying, Wilt, you can't go with Wilt number one because of the fact he didn't play enough years. Then he's saying Doc won, AI 2, no third, but then he remembered about Moses bringing us a championship.
Doc needed
No.
players to win a championship. Do you feel that? Like
Yeah, Doc couldn't do that on
he
his
wasn't
own.
doing it on his own. Like in
As
the NBA,
great
he
as
was
he
the
is
man.
and was,
Yeah, but
he
nobody
needed-
wins a championship by themselves. I don't care who you got.
Yeah, that's true
Mike-
too.
it
But
doesn't matter who.
Michael might be the closest to winning a chip by himself. I mean, he had Scottie Pippen,
no,
but the rest of the guys were all role players.
what? Steve
played
Kerr
with-
was pretty good.
Cartwright.
Steve Kerr was good.
But
Horace
Steve
Grant
Kerr
was
was
really
pretty good.
good.
Bill Cartwright wasn't Patrick Ewing, but he was pretty good.
Nah,
I mean-
he also had Dennis Rodman.
You know what I mean? I mean, he did. I'm just saying, like Cartwright wasn't a Patrick Ewing or a Olajuwon, but he
Right.
was.
He was
there.
serviceable. He was serviceable.
quick-
Yeah, but against them guys, they're all Hall of Famers. I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
A
He
quick
was a top
Sixers
10
update.
center.
They're up
Yeah.
13 on
I
the
mean,
Mavs too, by the way.
I'm not
I
trying to
don't
blow
know.
smoke up
I
Cartwright's
know.
ass,
I
but
know.
he was definitely more than serviceable.
Nah.
Damn, Ben's got 11.
All right.
Shit took
But
it.
I was a little surprised that Johnny didn't go Wilt one because he says Wilt's one overall, but you can't go with one on the Sixers because it wasn't here long.
overall for the NBA.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, he says he's the GOAT overall.
And then at 4 and 5, if we're doing well, you can give your top 3 if you want. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you
No,
off.
just
I didn't.
knowing Wilt's history, but not seeing him play, it's tough for me to.
That's
put him
what
up.
I
I
think.
didn't
That's
see
what
him
I
play in Philly. I saw him play at the end of his career with the
Yeah,
Lakers.
I can't deny the
Or
you can't
take
deny
away.
the numbers though, so that's why you throw them in the top 3.
It's kind of like saying I didn't see Babe Ruth, but
Yeah, like you can't deny there's numbers
Right.
never lie.
Right.
what I say, you are what the back of your card says.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
The numbers are there; they don't lie.
So
I would probably go. I would probably go AI.
number one,
Yeah, and it's again. I think it's a generational thing.
That's cool.
But I'm
You saw Doc
Looking-
at the end, right?
looking at the current day Sixers. Do we
Yeah.
have a guy on the team that is
Yeah.
now?
He's a
He's not
stud.
changing
on the
the
brink of
game
it.
as much,
He's
but
on the
maybe
brink of it.
he's changing the position a little bit. Is he? I don't know if you're calling him an innovator, but he's
He's evolving the position. I wouldn't say he's changing it because I think the way you're trying to say is the shooting, the
yeah,
perimeter.
the big man that's
Yeah,
out there.
because
And
I
I know
think
that
Dirk-
Deke hates that.
I think Dirk is the one that really changed that as a big man.
Yeah, but he was a
positions-
center. He was not.
No,
a
but he was
center.
like the
He was a
first
power forward.
the first like big man to shoot from the perimeter is Dirk. And then Tim Duncan kind of evolved a little bit of a mid-range game. But I think Embiid is evolving the position. I wouldn't say he's changing it. I just think he's developing it more into what the center position can be.
He's a great player. He just needs to stay on the damn court. He needs to.
No, yeah.
Because if you look like back in the day on the back of, as we said, the base, back of your card,
Yeah.
you look, them guys all played 81 games, 82, 82, 81,
Right.
82, 81, 80.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
that's how
drives me nuts.
that's how it used to be played. I mean, it's the same thing with baseball now. You look at the back of the cards from back in the day, Mike Schmidt, any of them, Ken Griffey Jr., it was 162, 160, 158, 160, 161. Today it's 140, Yeah, I mean, catchers don't even catch 120 games. Now it's like, oh shit, 120 games. I mean, we might hurt Raul Muto
Watch
if
their
he,
knees.
if he catches more than a buck
Well,
20. But
it's
holy
all-
shit, we
it's
got to
all-
look at Knapp for
it's-
40 fucking two.
It's because it's because of the money, though. The money
PJ's all
nowadays.
about watching that as much as
I
possible.
can't freaking stand that, dude.
What drives me nuts about this, particularly Embiid, is he's always out with back stiffness.
Yeah,
So hire a freaking chiropractor.
they got
Well,
everybody.
and
no,
dude. They have
there's
damn
more to that,
payroll.
though.
and let him rub his back down every
As
night.
annoying as that is, it got worse when he got hurt from LeBron with that dunk.
Yes,
That's what made it really
which
bad.
Was total bullshit.
Yeah, that was a dirty play.
That was Bill.
And that's what made it worse. He had
Yeah.
it coming into the
So-
year.
Get a chiropractor on the.
They got
payroll.
all that, dude. They have all that. That's
But no, I mean his own dedicated chiropractor.
sure
He's sure
He's probably
it's
got
Or
called,
massage therapist.
he's probably
something.
got one. It just ain't working. I don't know.
Let's calm
That
down
drives
over
me
there,
nuts that
Skippy.
that's an excuse every night for him.
It's
Scott.
an
Yeah,
excuse
yeah.
because it's a
Calm down there,
load
Skippy.
management.
Sorry.
Because the
Wow.
NBA told teams they can't write load management. They actually have to have something on the injury report. So
Yeah,
that's what they use.
Is that a happy ending on that, or
Is it a
I
wishy?
couldn't resist.
Is it a wishy-washy?
Yeah, yeah. That water is awful hot.
Yeah.
I was just saying.
The top scorer in the league right
This
now.
thing's bothering me the whole fucking show.
LeBron, right?
No.
There's a big old
no,
hair in it.
no, it's not. Yeah, it's,
I want to make sure that Deke hears this. The top scorer in the
Yeah,
league
it's
right now
not.
is Bradley Beal.
yeah.
Yes, he ain't
How
going
many more
anywhere.
games has Bradley Beal played than Embiid?
Since what? From
Nah,
This
how many
season.
years?
This
This
year.
season,
Oh, the season.
I wanna
Oh
s-
Christ,
How many more games has he played
the leading scorer,
more than Embiid?
more than Embiid.
probably like one or two.
One game.
I was going to say.
And
How many's he been?
Say
All right, how
three.
many's he been out? How many games has he
Well,
been? out?
Embiid's been out what, like
played-
7 or 8 games?
Is that number
No,
of
is he
points
really
scored
already?
or average per game?
Yeah.
That's
Bradley
scoring.
Beal
That's
is-
average scoring, actually. I think
Average
it's-
per game.
LeBron is third. Or not? I'm sorry, not LeBron. Embiid is third.
Yeah.
I'm scoring
Dropped to
in the
three
league.
now?
Yes.
Well, he's putting
surrounded-
up 28 a game.
He's
though. I mean,
surrounded
that's
by
not like-
guards all around him.
Mm,
Yeah,
One
he's
through,
the
like,
only
8.
he's the only big man in that top like 10.
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
He's the MVP if that's what you're getting at.
I'm asking.
I think he's maybe not right at this moment. He's the best player in this league, but I think he's the MVP.
If your team is better with you in the
Wow.
lineup,
Look,
he's 20-6. The Sixers are 20-6 with him in the lineup and 1-5
The numbers speak for
without
themselves.
him in the
And
lineup.
how many?
That's the thing that has always driven me nuts about the term MVP. They stand for most valuable
Yeah.
player, meaning if you weren't playing
On your
how
team.
bad would your
Yeah,
team
that's what.
be?
And he's and if he
And-
wasn't
but,
on there,
but people always go with, oh, he's the best player. No,
he's yeah.
MVP
I
is
know
not
what you
the
mean.
best
Yeah, yeah.
player.
on your
MVP
team.
is most valuable to your team.
Hey, I have a little thing. I think that the NFL and the NBA need to do like baseball does, where there's a AL and an NL MVP, meaning East,
Yeah, I see what you
MVP?
mean. Yeah.
West MVP,
Yeah.
and the same thing with football, AFC, NFC. There should be two separate because
Yeah.
honestly, I think that I think baseball does it right with that.
There's enough teams.
You know,
it's not
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I mean, it's the same thing. They all
But-
play about 30.
but
You all got
that's-
30 teams, but
It's the problem you run into with every league. Like the MLB, you can make it Mike Trout every year.
yeah, but that's
he's
the
not
AL,
every-
dude. That's
yeah.
the AL.
Right. But
So then you have the NL.
right. And it could be now Tatis or Betts or someone.
Right, but my point is that I
I
think that
agree. I think that's a
there
good
should
idea.
be one AFC,
Because
NFC.
the NBA,
MVP.
the NBA, it could be LeBron every year. The NFL, it could
Yeah,
be
but wait,
Mahomes
wait,
every
wait,
year.
wait,
I
wait,
think-
wait. How long has it been since LeBron won the MVP?
I don't know. Probably since Cleveland.
3
3 years, 4 years,
Keep going, babe.
5.
Keep going.
All
9
right.
years.
What's
How long?
what's
Nah,
I
it's
think
not
it's
10,
like 8.
8 years.
It's
Well, because
been-
they could
it's been
give
a
it to
while.
him every. He also missed a year for the injuries at
to,
LA.
to
in
your
LA.
point, Frat? What's the distinction between baseball and the other sports?
There's more games.
Well, that's true. True.
No, it's got nothing to do with games
money.
or number of games played. Doesn't have to do with
Nah, they all make. They're all
More,
making
there's
that
more,
kind of
more
cash.
players.
no.
What?
Well, there's more players.
AL,
different.
NL. They're two separate leagues.
Well, they're all together
In
with the
NBA,
MLB.
NHL,
They're
Yeah, but you could-
conferences.
you could bust it.
NFL.
They're
It's
conference.
all the same league,
Yeah, it's like,
but it's all the same league. There are two.
but they play for the MLB.
but they're two separate leagues. They have different sets of rules
I get what
for
you're saying.
each
Though.
league.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
I get that, but I'm
But
still
that's the major difference,
right. But I mean, really, all you got to do is make the NL a DH,
I was
and it's
gonna say,
over.
Right.
What's
Oh,
the
yeah,
difference?
no,
which is
right.
going to
The
happen.
I know.
Yeah, that's the only
pray-
difference between the leagues, right?
I
It's the
pray
DH.
it never does happen.
Nah,
but
see,
yes.
I was on the original no DH in the
I'm a
NL, but now I'm
purist,
on
but
it.
no,
Now I'm on
no, I
it.
hate
I
it.
want the
Hate
DH.
hate it.
But do you really want to watch a pitcher sack one every time?
I
I
wanna see
want
the
the
pitcher
game
take one
played that
between
it was
the shoulder
originally
blades.
meant to be played.
Yeah, but it's like dying out.
I'm a purist, but
It's
I'm
dying out.
I'm-
It's getting old.
I hate to tell you.
me. Don't tell
I'm
me
a
you're
purist.
for the
It's
man on
getting
second
outdated.
base.
No, that's bullshit.
That's
Okay,
crap.
thank you.
That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
Or the
That's crap.
7-inning doubleheader.
bullshit.
Thank you.
That's crap too.
All bullshit.
What are you doing out there, Bob?
He's having fun.
Bob's bored.
All bullshit. But at the end of the day, no. The DH is
Things
it's
are getting intense.
warming up.
Yeah,
to
they
me.
are.
It's warming up to me.
Yeah, I'm
No.
Here-
for it.
I mean,
Nope.
I love
Nope.
the purity of the game. I mean, don't get
Right.
Look,
know what I
what's,
mean?
what's,
But
what's
I
said
wear
is
my heart on
said.
my sleeve.
What's
but
said is said, but Embiid's the MVP.
Here, I just want to get back to Fred's point.
I'm with
Here's the cynic in me why it always comes down to money. Because if you have to name two MVPs, that's a team that's going to have to pay a guy more money
That's
than next
true.
season.
That's
for
true.
being an MVP.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
but you know what? They're gonna have more asses in the seats because they can turn around the next year and throw it up on the wall
Yeah.
that we had the MVP.
Yeah.
I guess. If
You know what I
wanna
mean?
do it
You
that
can
way.
always spin that to make
Tit for
money,
tat.
babe. They can always spin it to make money.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think it makes sense. Like, why not do that?
Yeah.
It'd be
And then
more
you can have the
interesting.
AP Player of the Year.
Yeah, who cares?
You know,
But
and-
really, who gives a shit about that anyway?
Yeah.
I would say though, if like going off the ideas of different leagues, the all-star voting of fans needs to stop. That is terrible. Did you see Klay Thompson was 10th in voting?
What, Clay?
Klay Thompson, he's out for the season and he's 10th in voting in the West.
That's dumb.
That needs to stop. All-star fan voting needs.
Well, they always say the
They
All Star
have-
game is based on the prior year because nobody they're
Yeah, I
looking
mean
at what you did
it's
last
just-
year
it's
and not
just-
what you did
Well,
today.
Don
Like-
Brown made it that year,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right?
how
It's
many
off of 6 weeks?
right?
Yeah.
Like how many all-stars are there in the history of leagues where they're like not really all-stars? They're just like a popular vote.
And
Well, it's-
that's another thing I think they need to do away with is you must have an all-star representative. If you
Every
don't
team.
deserve it, you don't deserve it.
Right? Like let the
And baseball is
players
the only
vote.
sport that does that.
Let the players vote. Let the people that follow them and cover the sport vote. Let the owners vote. Let the coaches vote. The fan voting needs to stop. I get it's a way to interact the fans with the leagues, but
For the
I,
percentage.
right, but I don't like it. It just needs. I don't get it.
You know what pisses me off?
not true.
The baseball writers.
For the Hall of Fame.
They're such so bad. Well, that's not scumbags. They're just, the thing is, I've said it before. If back in the day, if Mickey Mantle played today, okay, and all the shit that he got away with back then, where he's smashing cars, hurting people. Mickey shows up to Andrew's birthday because he hit you and smashed your car, bought you a new car, but showed up to Andrew's birthday party because he's Mickey fucking Mantle. Everything went bye-bye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it did make the papers because the guys all sat and drank at the same bars
Mhm.
and hung out and didn't pull a report out.
It was a totally different world back then. Reporters, and it wasn't just in sports, it was also in politics.
Right.
Reporters covered their asses.
Yeah.
They didn't report nearly as much as they could have. And if they did,
Right. They got blackballed.
yeah,
You wouldn't get talked to.
yeah, right.
You didn't have a
right.
job because now, the Inquirer, they were like, oh, who can you talk to? No one talks to me. Well,
Mhm.
fuck, you're useless.
We
Yeah.
talked
But
about
that's,
this.
that's
Yeah, we had a show on this a couple
like,
weeks.
with
You would have been.
Schilling.
I
Yeah.
could imagine how
Yeah,
he would
with
have been.
Schilling getting the snub and saying
Yeah.
that's fine, I don't want to be involved. We said, yeah,
It wasn't
comes
just
down
it
to-
wasn't just
and
showing the
not just
steroids guys too.
Yeah, but
like
it-
Barry
yeah.
Bonds, McGuire.
It totally comes. I could see Bill Conlon being that prick that say,
Mm.
he didn't wave to me in the hallway. F him. I'll never vote for him for the Hall of Fame.
right.
Beeping me.
That was a little late.
It was good timing though.
Christ, you
He
beat-
like knows what he's
You
going
can
to
beep
say.
every fourth word
Yeah.
out of my mouth. We should have prefaced that. Sorry, my
Yeah.
friend.
That's all right. We'll get the M rating for tonight.
Yeah, right.
Mature audiences only.
But for real, I mean, like,
I think you mean R.
and to touch your point with Shill should have got in.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
come on.
Look at the numbers.
What now? Because you're going to say because he
He's a dick off the field. Say how
has,
like
But there is a character clause in the voting
right, and I get all that.
yeah, the character clause. You can say Mickey Mantle would never
exactly.
make it. Whitey Ford, none of them guys would have got
Who's
in.
the guy from the Yankees who was like a total asshole of a drunk?
They all were.
Mickey
Billy,
Mantle.
Was it
Mickey,
a
Billy
drunk?
Martin.
But I remember
Billy
he would
Martin, but he's
cover it
not in
up
the
by
Hall.
like signing autographs for kids before the games. Like he would be out pissing off people being drunk and shit. But
Mickey Mantle probably was in 20 car accidents, smashing cars. And Whitey Ford, him, and Billy Martin, and they all covered it up.
I remember I read
nothing was
something,
talked
like
about.
the 20. I don't know if it was the 29 Yankees, but like the Yankee era, like
You talking Babe Ruth now? I could give you
Not Babe.
22 stories
Not
of
Babe, but
him
I'm sure he
banging
was
5 chicks,
I'm
850
sure,
burgers.
I'm sure.
Would drink a Pops McCann like
Yeah.
it was
A bottle of water.
yeah. He drank 10 bottles of them and banged 5 bitches all one night, and considered that an off night.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah.
right? And like Deke said, and banged 2 homers, and you know,
Yeah, it was a bad
They
night.
just,
Yeah,
they
it was
just
a
don't
bad
make
night.
they just don't make them like him anymore.
nah. Well, speaking of that, did you any of you guys see what Bryce looked like when he showed up? With his clear
Clearwater.
dude, I want that shirt so
You can
bad.
get it. It's on
I
sale.
want-
you can
yeah.
get it.
Did you see him?
I think our friend
He's
the monkey's
freaking
uncle might
jacked.
be
He's a
getting
fucking animal.
He's a beast. He is a beast.
He's huge.
You don't see these videos of him working out though, but I
Well,
bet
when he was
does
squatting the
post, when he does
565.
post stuff though, you're like, damn, like this dude's.
How's it going to translate to hit the ball?
Right. Well,
He'll
that's
be fine.
See, that's the thing. That was
he'll
what was
be
said.
fine.
What's his average since he came here?
I think it's sub 270.
Hey up.
Yeah, it's around
Yeah.
260.
Is he living up to that contract?
Oh
yet?
no.
Right.
Not
Does
yet.
anybody live up to it though?
Wow. Not yet, but I still
330 million to strike out.
I still love the kid.
I still love him too.
I still love the kid.
I
I
do
do.
too. But
I still love the
it's
kid.
starting to get to the point where
But all right,
Yeah, but the team's not where it needs to be.
That's what I was
either.
just gonna
Right.
say.
I mean, that's
yeah, they're still
yeah.
developing.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, with Reese not being able to friggin' hit that year. I mean, they pitched around them.
And there's no pitch. And
They
there's no
did pitch
pitching.
around them.
you need somebody behind
There's no
them to protect
pitching
them.
with that team.
But just speaking on the Harper thing, no matter how good of a player you are, okay, pitchers throw mistakes. But the thing is, how many mistakes are you hitting?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they're only throwing you a couple balls, that was the difference. Like with Bonds, if you threw one mistake to Bonds got you.
You paid for it.
You know what I mean? Bonds got you. So I mean, that's are we all good? I mean, where you put Real Muto a third?
Not first.
No, I would not.
No.
What are you talking
No.
about?
Lead off?
You gotta have
Oh,
touch.
I thought you meant position. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
I want to
no.
throw him in third.
Why are you putting him at first?
No,
This is where a catcher would go if he's not
Gotta go
Oh,
Kutch
later
one.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
McCutcheon's got to go one.
Kutch one. Do you put Real Muto 2? Or do you hold him
Nah.
to 5?
It's an outrage.
Well, where do you put Quinn at the bottom? Because he's a speedy.
Who said he was
Yeah.
starting?
You think Hazley's
Let's
still
make
on the
sure he's
bench?
on the
Hazley
field
gonna be
first.
I'd
ready?
rather have Hazley go. I really want to
Is
see
he going to
Hazley
be ready?
go. Give
Is
a
he
shot.
ready?
I think Quinn needs to go. That whole experiment
Yeah.
is done.
Or sit him on the bench.
Give up on
I'm
Quinn,
done with him.
dude.
Done.
He
can't even play the field, man.
Yeah, he can. He covers a lot of ground out there.
He
You get
does.
Pitts run every game then.
He
That's what I'm
does.
saying. Come playoff
He
time,
can't stand on the field. He can't stay on the field.
that's
He can't.
that's
bottom
his
line.
problem. He can't stay healthy.
But I mean, let Hazley go. Just put him
Hazley's
in
a
center
better
I like
field
what
player.
I
and let
saw
him go.
from Hazley more than
Hazley's
Quinn.
the better player.
But I mean, all right. So what's the lineup?
Well, I want Real Muto behind Harper to protect him, but
Yeah.
then that leaves two.
But then you
open.
got
so
then you got. Bohm?
do you do?
It's Harper 3, or Real Muto 4.
Do you put Bohm at 2?
Where's Hoskins?
Yeah, I was going to say
He's going to be 2 or
Is
6.
he 5 or is he 4?
Is he protection for Harper?
Not
who's-
anymore.
Not
He
he
anymore.
wasn't last year.
Not
Who?
anymore. That he was
Whoa.
never at protection.
Right.
dude's
Right.
looking for a walk.
And
every
yeah,
time
that's
he
what
goes
I'm
to the
saying.
plate.
If he
Yeah.
produces like he did a couple years
His rookie
ago,
year, if he could
Right.
hit like that,
They
oh,
ruined
I'd-
him.
I put him at 4.
All right. So
Yeah,
so
I
you
think-
put
I think-
Bryce
I
3,
think,
Real
the guy
Muto
here
4,
did.
Hoskins 5,
Mm-hmm.
Bohm 6,
Sure.
or do you put
Yeah.
Bohm at 2?
I would put Bohm at 2 to knock in.
That's
McCutcheon.
my hole. I don't know who you put in
Where are you
2 yet.
putting Odubel?
Oh, stop it, Jim.
Or a bus out of town.
Where see him in the 2-3?
Yeah, he's got to make the team. He's got to make the team.
That's just wrong.
What a two? What you talking about? Three
I
piece?
see he could be in a 2 or 3 hole. You know,
Wait,
do one
what a
right
three
there.
piece? 3 piece and a biscuit.
It's a shame they have a decent team, man.
They do.
It's
Their
they gotta
lineup
figure
is
out-
They have a
good.
good lineup.
Their
It's
lineup
Pritchett
is good.
They're
lineup.
yo. Dombrowski has really addressed
Yeah.
the pitching. I mean, big time.
And very quietly.
Yeah, and it's along with the
Somebody's
bullpen. too.
ass, apparently.
Wow.
Who did it?
Oh,
The youngster, I believe,
Come
by the
on,
way,
man.
he's laughing.
That's cardinal rule number 1.
Yeah.
Not
You
in
gotta
the
go outside.
studio.
But no, I mean they really
Don't fart on the truck.
they have, I think, really addressed the pitching. Not with big money.
Their
But-
bullpen quietly is coming along.
Oh,
They
yeah.
made really good moves.
They
I,
got-
I have more. I don't know. Maybe not. But I think their bullpen is significantly better than it was last year,
Yeah.
and it's better than the starting rotation.
Well, here's the thing that you got to realize: how many guys now throw 96 and above that are on
Oh, and in the bullpen
on the bullpen?
for the Phillies,
Mhm.
there wasn't a lot, but now
No, there was
is.
nobody.
Yeah, there wasn't any. Well,
Now there's like 4.
you had Sir Dominguez.
He's still not going to
You
be.
don't think he's ready this year?
No.
He had that Tommy John, didn't he?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
done with him. They should have just had him do it and call it a day.
Yeah. So nobody.
They got the kid Bogdan. He
Right,
throws
yeah,
99.
yeah.
Okay. They have
Who's the dude they drafted?
Sam the dude what was he from the Giants? They picked up Sam with a C, Coonrad or something like that. They have like 4 dudes now that can throw in the high 90s.
Well, they need that.
You got to throw
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah.
What's Bradley at? Is he like a mid?
Archie Bradley can throw. He's up. He's like 96, 97.
Is he like mid relief, or is he going to be?
He's your closer. Unless,
You think he takes Nair's spot?
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. He's just not a closer.
Because he came from
the
Arizona-
Reds.
the Reds, but where was he before that? Because he struggled his
San
last.
Fran?
I thought it was Minnesota or something, maybe Arizona somewhere. But I know he struggled the last year or the last 2 years. Not struggled, but was like.
Not last year. Last year.
Last year was good.
Wow. Real
But,
good for
but
the
the
Reds.
2 years before that, he like struggled a little bit, like average.
There's not. I mean, the league average for relief is not good. Usually,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
usually it's like every other year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't see
That's true.
a Mario, Rivera, guys like that have
Have
just
that stay.
consistently that
Yeah.
stud every year. I mean, you might have 2-3 years good, 1 year bad. 1 year good, 1 year bad, but
Unlike football, is the NL East in baseball the toughest division?
Bryce
Yeah,
Harper.
it's-
Bryce
it's
Harper
right
thinks
there.
so.
Not.
absolutely,
So
they
let
get the
me-
most talent. I
So-
mean, other than San Diego and LA,
Yeah, I was gonna say the NL West is pretty damn good.
Well,
too.
Yeah.
here's so from top to bottom, this is what happened. Well, I guess these are projected standings.
the win
This year,
totals.
yeah, 93 and 69. The Mets are finishing first. The Braves second, 88 and 74.
Wow, they got the Mets first.
Here,
Yep.
ready? Breaking news: the Mets will fuck it up.
You think so?
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Dude,
They're the Mets.
that team looks good.
I'm more
will.
worried about the National. They always seem to sneak right in
Yeah,
there.
I
man.
think the Nationals are still in a hangover.
They've had a
I-
they picked up the kid Josh
they did,
Bell.
They still have that pitching room staff too. That
Well, that's-
pitching staff's still
At
ridiculous.
end of the day, doesn't matter what you do offensively. It's all about pitching.
yeah,
Because I mean, we scored. Were we 4th in the league or 5th in the league last year?
in runs.
in major leagues with
Right.
runs.
Yeah,
But when you got a
See what I got.
7.97
When-
ERA for your bullpen, I
they
mean,
had like 38 blown saves or blown leads or
yo,
something.
if we were even 1/3 back, so we were the worst, right?
yeah,
in
but,
the league.
and they
We're-
still finished second and
if we were
third
the
in the wild
if
card
we were the
spot.
worst, we were the worst in the ERA. If we were 1/3 better,
Yeah,
we might have won a
Playoff team.
division.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
make the playoffs. We might have won a division.
Yeah.
in a 60-game season it was last
Yeah.
year, right? They had like 38 blown.
How
leads.
many 1-run leads
They-
was it that they gave up?
No, it wasn't
No, it was
one.
more than that.
It
It
was
was
like
like-
6-run leads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like in the 6th inning or later,
Horrible.
they gave
Yeah,
up.
that they gave up.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It was terrible.
I think
Pathetic.
it was. I think it was in the 30s or 40s.
Historically bad.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Historically bad.
Thank God I didn't have to sit and watch.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
'Cause
So
I-
yeah.
I
You
would've
weren't
been
one of those guys back in the outfield outside the gate.
No, you know what, though? But me
I kept
and me,
looking for
no,
it every time they
no,
went back there.
no
Pandemic
bullshit. Me,
room.
me and Ann thought about it.
Dude, it
Going
looks
down
fun.
there?
They look
Oh
fun.
yeah, pop some beers and hang and just
I would have
scream.
I would have went. Absolutely.
Yep.
The Pandemic Crew, they're going to be back again.
I'm
too.
Yeah.
We'll
Hey,
see. All right, so that is a.
A good show.
Can we travel down there?
Is
What do
it
you think?
Bob, can we do a live?
with the Pandemic Crew for
I like it.
Phillies
Can we-
pre-game?
Down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
COVID.
man.
Yeah,
Do it.
little-
COVID
little-
restrictions.
Little live casino after.
Yeah.
Oh, that I
Yeah.
went there. That
You know what
new
I'm saying?
Uh-huh. I'm anywhere you guys want to go. I'll do it.
Bob's ready.
I am ready. I'm
How many
telling you.
dudes can fit in one room?
right.
We'll get one room for the night. And
Sleeping shifts.
yeah.
I don't even care. It looks like there's it looks like to the left of me here, out in the studio lounge area, there's a whole box of equipment we could steal and just run down to the
not stealing.
Philadelphia.
That's-
There you go.
Hey.
We're borrowing.
We're
It's not
borrowing.
stealing.
Yeah.
We're
We'll
gonna
return
bring
it.
it back, right?
Yeah, May, like early May.
We're not stealing. I was joking.
You know, warming up.
I wouldn't
yeah.
say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done plenty of remotes. We can do that.
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That sounds kick ass.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Roll in there a little tailgate
Yes.
action.
Yes. Yeah.
We can figure that
Fresh,
out.
How
fresh
many
bottle
times-
of pops.
How many times?
Yeah.
during
Fresh
the game-
bottle.
Yeah.
How many times during the game do they show them on camera?
Oh,
a
my
ton,
God.
a ton.
And if we're right there with them,
All day, every day.
Wearing our shirts and
yes,
something, yeah.
yes.
Uniforms.
Yeah.
uniforms and
We're on
Yeah.
TV, kids.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's
Sounds
do
like a
that.
plan.
Yeah, it sounds like
NBC
that.
Sports looking for a new podcast.
Right. Hello.
You never know.
Holla.
Yeah.
Hey, who are those guys?
As long as we
Yeah.
can have
What
Pops
are they
McCann
doing?
and some beers, I'm all
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Oh,
We could definitely make this
that's
work.
that'd be a freshie pops,
Yeah.
not unpopped.
We'd probably
Yeah.
have a couple, I would think.
Yes.
well,
Yeah, we might have to supply the.
If we're getting a hotel, if we're getting a hotel room that night, then we're gonna need definitely more than one.
Yeah.
bring some high octane pops down.
might
So-
need a sponsor for the night.
Wait, I
Hey.
never had the high octane. I'm
Oh, it's
virgin territory with
It's
that.
good.
it's
Really?
almost just as smooth as that. It's 100 proof and almost just as smooth
So
as
my
that.
my dad's
It's ridiculous.
my
Wow.
dad's a Jameson's guy. He loves Jameson's. Jameson's always been his stuff.
Had a sniff.
Had the 5-year, and he's like, this is
Right there.
better. Like I think his loyalty didn't want to have him say it was better than Jameson's, but he's like, this is good. This is good.
All right.
You pushed them up against it.
Ah, he's like, yeah. But we had a little tasting. My parents, they enjoyed
Okay.
it. I'm a fan of the bourbon. His bourbon, very good. They're all good, but I'm a bourbon guy. The bourbon's my favorite.
Okay. My buddy's trying to get me into that Maker's Mark.
Oh, don't do it. Don't give in.
Well, they make the old fashioned. It's pretty decent
Old
drink.
fashioned's a nice drink.
Maker's
But
Mark.
this with the lemonade's pretty good.
That's really good.
Oh, awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
With the lemonade, yeah.
Or iced tea or Sprite, 7-Up, any
Or
of that.
just straight.
Maker's Mark's
Or
good.
just
I would
straight
just
works.
rather support smaller business.
Speaking of which,
Maker's Mark. I don't think it's good. Like I just don't like.
You want a nice?
Oh no, I like the pops, and
The
I'm not a
pops,
big.
yeah.
You want a nice?
But I'm just saying,
smooth
like
bourbon.
he got me
That's-
involved with that for some reason.
I've never had bourbon, but I'd try it.
a nice smooth one that's not a ridiculous price. Get Elijah Craig small batch.
I tried that bullet,
I got both.
right?
Oh.
And I put it over ice and had it in ice for like 10 minutes. Took a sip, and I thought I was gonna die.
You ever have
Really?
you ever have a Woodford?
Yes.
The
Are
reserve.
they good?
Yep.
I never had Woodford. I saw. You ever see
I used
Mississippi
crack
Grind?
cocaine.
You ever see Mississippi Grind?
That's the
Yeah,
80s,
maybe
baby. That's the 80s.
drinking that.
All right, boys.
Little purgatory.
Mm,
Sorry, Deke.
no, I
I had,
remember
I
that
had to
place.
drag you in.
Yeah, that's all right. I remember it.
Well, this is good. We got because obviously we have more things to talk about than just football.
Yeah,
We got
a
baseball
lot of
coming
stuff
up. We
going
still got
on.
football going or basketball going on.
How about Ghost getting
We'll
his
get some
first goal?
hockey going. Yeah, I just have to get some hockey going at some point.
Did we settle our Sixers thing?
Yes,
We
What?
did- Oh,
Of
talk-
goats or
One through
MVP
four?
talk?
we
1
settled.
through 4?
We settled. Matt Geiger is the greatest Sixer of all time.
Matt Geiger and his Bison?
yeah. That's as bad. That's as bad as who was Jaminski when
G-Man.
when Barkley told
Yeah.
the coach, get him the fuck off the floor.
Could have been worse than Jeff Rulin.
That's probably the worst trait. Like,
It
wait,
is.
who was the G? Was that Pat Williams then still?
No.
Honestly,
that couldn't have
Who,
been Pat
who in
Williams.
God's name would trade Moses Malone right? And the number one pick that turned into Brad
Was,
Daugherty.
Eugene Dixon still the owner?
Oh, I don't even.
I think he was.
Who was the? Was it?
Did Rulon have the bad knees
Because that
before
just
he
Yeah,
came
yeah,
in?
Rulon
yeah.
had the bad
Yeah.
knee.
Yeah, we traded. Yeah, we traded. You ready for this?
Michael Jordan.
We traded no. We traded a number one pick for Roy Hinson.
Who?
Yeah.
That
Uh huh.
that might have been Pat Williams. No,
I think it
I
was
refuse to believe that.
because that was '86.
Right.
Because you know what? If they would have grabbed Brad Daugherty and still Doc would have played another couple years, and they might have won another championship with Daugherty, Barkley, because they still had Maurice
Mm-hmm.
and you had Doc. So you're rolling out with Brad Daugherty as your center, Barkley, Doc, Maurice, and Andrew Toney was still playing, and Bobby.
Yeah, but when did Andrew get hurt?
A couple years later,
Didn't
I
Doug
think he was done
Collins?
in '89.
Doug Collins played on those teams, didn't he?
No, Dougie,
No,
He's older.
no,
he was in the
Dougie,
70s.
Dougie was the first round pick. He
70s.
was the number one pick in '73.
Oh wow.
Dougie was a phenomenal player.
Yeah, he was a really good player.
He really was.
I've seen
I mean,
highlights
he
of
was-
his stuff.
He was probably my favorite Sixer player. Him and Frank Carter.
I thought you were a Bobby Jones guy.
He came after
And,
Yeah,
and Bill,
they
and
got him
Bill
from
Cunningham.
Denver.
Billy Cunningham.
Billy C. He was before my time also.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Billy was before. But Dougie was probably one of the most fundamentally sound
Mm.
players.
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Dougie didn't make mistakes.
No,
Did
Why he
not.
made a
That's
good
why
coach.
he was right.
Yeah.
He was one of the few players that could bring it to the coaching side, being as good as he was.
Mhm.
Both knees for him, right?
Yeah, I think it was his knees did him in.
Because I mean, he only played like seven. Was he?
He-
Done? He was done in '79 because
He
he
came
didn't
out in '73.
he didn't play for the '80 team.
No, he was on the '77 team that went to the finals.
Yeah.
And no, he was not on that '80 team. Now I don't know if he went somewhere after the Sixers, but he wasn't on the Sixers for that '80 team.
But he was phenomenal.
I loved Doug Williams, number 20 with the mustache. He was a great ball player. He was on the 72 team,
Go ahead.
the Munich 72 team
Oh,
that finished second to
they got robbed
got robbed.
by the Russians.
That's a whole other conversation.
It is, but let me just throw this little side note out. Every player on that team, and I think the coaches too, refused to take their silver medal because they felt they got robbed
Oh yeah.
that bad.
A quick.
They're still sitting there waiting to be collected, and they've never gone back for them.
Really?
Those,
No
those
shit.
silver
Yeah.
medals. Yep.
A quick little update. The Sixers are playing tonight. It's playing the Mavs. They're up 15 or 16 and a half. And they're on national TV, the TNT broadcast. So, Barkley's a character. So he said this with a straight face, apparently. My friend just said this. He said, Barkley is calling Embiid and Ben the new Shaq and Kobe. And then said Embiid has more talent than Chuck ever had.
Wait, Chuck said this or Shaq said
Barkley said that.
Hmm.
Shaq was a little upset about that. But
Well,
this?
That's pretty tall.
That's
calling them Embiid and Kobe, that's a little much. But to say Embiid has more talent than Chuck, I'll go with that. The way Embiid's playing right now, yeah.
man, I don't know.
He's got to
see. The problem is, it's only this year that
Yeah,
he's played like that.
he's got to do it way long. He's got to do it for
Charles
years.
did it every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree that he's evolving.
He's shown flashes.
That's what I'm saying.
Big
Like he's
time,
evolving.
Big time.
From when he first started, he's light years ahead of where he started.
Yeah.
Where's the game at?
It's in Philly.
Timing. Right.
Oh, it's 8-13. 8-13 in the third. They're up 60. They're up 10.
Does Luca have a
let's see if we
triple
can-
double?
No, Ben's holding
See
them
if we can pop it on.
pretty good so far. He's got 17, but
Luca does.
yeah, Ben's got 11. Embiid's got 19.
What's it, 19 and what? Rebounds.
19, 7 rebounds and 3 assists.
And what's
2 of 4 from 3.
what's Simmons' line? 11 what?
11, 2 rebounds and 5 assists. 1 of
All
1
right.
from 3. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Well,
good luck with that.
Yeah, right. All right.
Keep dreaming.
We'll wrap it up there. We get out.
Wow.
We still got plenty to talk about. Like I said, we got Phillies coming up. We got Sixers. We still got some.
Speaking of Phillies,
Flyers.
maybe we could get
do some.
Monkey's Uncle an opening day show that he
I
was
know they
talking about
wanted to do
last
one
year.
last year, but all this shit.
But the COVID, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Something happened.
Yeah,
What's wrong with Carter Hart?
Oh. Don't compare.
you're playing us off.
Seven,
Bob,
six,
play us off.
5, 4, 3. 76.
All right. We will be back. We've got plenty to talk about still in this offseason. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I think we landed on AI is the greatest Sixer right now. Blasphemy!
I agree.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us another episode of the Santa Food.
That's a good name though for all
have
season.
another shot.
Yeah.
We are foodies.
The Santa Food First podcast. We will see you next week. Be excellent to each other.
Pops is kicked in.
Philadelphia.